Good evening and welcome to Stupid O'Clock News. I'm Lewis Lee. We have an update to a story we first brought you on Thursday about macaque monkeys escaping a zoo in southern Germany. They have been found. Yes, it seems the primates heard about experimentation going on at an Elon Musk company by the name of Neuralink. It seems the monkeys are being paid in banana smoothies delivered through a tube to play video games all day. According to a company spokesperson, the macaques are implanted with the Neuralink chips and their brain patterns are run through an algorithm. Then the monkeys are able to play the games without the joystick just by thinking about the moves. As it stands, more than 500 human beings that are currently living in their mother's basements are on a waiting list to replace the macaques once human trials begin. That's the news. Let's start the show.
And thank you, Lewis, for that one.
You know, that is a true story.
Yes.
That's what's crazy about it. I saw that earlier on Twitter, that there are monkeys playing video games using only their mind, which is something that we as humans can't even frickin' do.
Playing Pong.
Hey, I can't even play Pong with one hand. Let alone a mind. You sit there with the stupid paddle control. You know what the problem is? It's the controller. It's the controller.
Michaela Jade enjoyed that one. Thanks for tuning in with us, Michaela.
Hi, Michaela. My dad always loves making, whenever we're playing video games, my dad loves making references to that particular Gallagher bit where he smashes up the 5200. No, it's ColecoVision. He smashes up a ColecoVision. It's a controller. It's hilarious.
Yes, it's been the controllers all along.
How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm here. I'm doing a lot better than I was Thursday night. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I'm same. Those of you who don't know,
Carl,
who are tuning in tonight, Thursday night I found out that one of my really, really good friends passed away. So I was too bummed to be here, and I apologize for that.
Yeah, well, hey, we understand. And then we got dumped on again Friday.
Yeah, with
that another one of our great supporters, Cortland.
Yeah, so we lost Bob and Cortland this week, both of whom were fantastic. You know what? They were fantastic guys. They were jerks with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
You know, they would give you the shirt off of their back to make you feel better, and it'd give you shit while they were doing it.
Yeah. And as, you know, like I think it was John that brought it up, there's always that one guy at the convention, always, or was that Dan? Dan. There's always that one guy at the convention sitting in the lobby all weekend reading.
That was Cortland.
That was Cortland and Bob.
Cortland, yeah. Cortland, Bob not so much. Bob was always in the gaming room.
Oh, okay.
Except at Halicon, because the mobility issues.
Yes.
We don't have an elevator at Halicon. But when we did be when we were at a location where he could get to the gaming room easily, he would be at the gaming room.
He would at the gaming room.
Cortland was, yes, very much. And there's several others who we know they go to a convention and they'll say hi to everybody. They're nice and friendly and cordial. And then you're looking around for them. Where are they? They're in the lobby or in the book.
Yep. Yeah.
I said this on Nevermind the Furthermore. And I think this applies doubly for Cortland as well. If you want to honor their memory, and I'll take my sunglasses off for this. If you want to honor their memory, read a book.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, we were just talking
about. If you need a book recommendation, I have a few.
It's funny you should mention it because I was sitting here and this was a Chattacon that was at the Choo Choo, and to give you an idea, Building 1 where the pool is, there's that big lobby where the bus normally would stop. And everything.
Oh yeah.
Cortland was sitting in there reading a book. I sat down, we were talking with him, and title of the book, The Last Death Ship Off Antares. I went out and bought that book, and I think I've got it somewhere. I will have to go dig it up. Of course, now, I used to do a lot of gaming with Cortland too. He was big into the Starfleet Battles game.
Oh yeah,
Bob. Now, a lot. Some people know that a lot of people in our local con scene know this about Bob. People outside of our local con scene don't know. Bob was a purveyor, a creator, a designer, a writer of. Let's be fair. Bob would not want me to mince words. It's smut. He was a smut peddler. That's what he was. Unfortunately, I don't know the name that he wrote those books under, but he has a ton of books on. He has a ton of books on Amazon, ebooks that he wrote that are all about banging. And I would tell people to go read those books if I knew anything about them, because I asked him very nicely between friends. I was like, Bob, I love you, buddy. Those books are not for me.
Yeah.
And he was very respectful. He didn't try to push them on me or anything.
I know you're not a big fan of the owner of this corporation, but Bob was, as gaming. And if anybody has played a game about short people from like Oz, and also the Dunkin' Donuts holes.
Here, okay, hold up, Joe. Let me just say this real quick. Anybody who knows me personally knows that I've had my run-ins with Steve Jackson. I used to work for Steve. Steve and I don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, and I do not begrudge that man any success. He is. There's a reason why he's one of the number one names in traditional gaming. And I'm still a big fan of Munchkin. I'm still a big fan of GURPS. I'm still a big fan of Frag and Car Wars and everything else that Steve Jackson does. I'm just not a fan of him personally. I think he's kind of I was going to say he's kind of a dick. I don't think that. I think he needs to lighten up. Yeah. He needs to lighten up and realize not everybody's like him. Some people
curmudgeonly.
He's very curmudgeonly, yes. And you know what? I don't think he's going to disagree with that. I don't think he's going to disagree with that at all. I don't think he's going to disagree with the fact that he is somebody who is very much set in his ways. He's very formal. I'm not that person. I've never been that person. I'm very punk rock. Bob loved the fact of how punk rock I was. He just didn't like the fact that did it in front of his boss. So that being said, and by the way, just to point out what's something that Steve doesn't know, Tom, who was the musician who was playing that night, thought I was fantastic, and he put me over in a big damn way in front of Jason. So, Steve, you might not have liked how I was acting that night, but Tom certainly loved it, and he was very happy that somebody was so enthusiastic to see him perform for the second time, since I've only seen him perform twice, once at Chattacon and once at Liberty, and it was fantastic both times. He's an amazing artist, and don't be hating. That's all I'm saying.
Tom who? Tom who?
Tom. Oh, sorry. We're watching wrestling. I've been drinking. Give me a second. I'll look his name up.
The Phil?
Yeah, the Filker. I've got his music on my computer. Hold on.
But what we were saying, where I was going is, Bob, if you've played Munchkin, you played Bob's game. Didn't Bob actually have something to do in development?
No, Bob helped develop a few things, but not Munchkin.
Not Munchkin. Okay.
Bob developed Pyramid, I think it's called.
Illuminati?
No, not Illuminati. He had nothing to do with all Illuminati. Illuminati's way before his time with Steve. No, there's another game that he helped work. He worked on several games with Steve. So, but Illuminati had nothing to do with. I think he contributed some to Munchkin. I know for a fact he worked on it. I think it was called Pyramid. Um,
So yeah, I mean, Bob's Laws. I mean, not just to the local scene, but to the gaming pretty much industry. Because Bob used to travel to a lot of shows before his health got real bad. For Steve Jackson, didn't he?
Yes, he did. He's usually representing Steve Jackson before he left the company. He left the company several years ago, and that's when he started writing for a living. But it also he was also working for Convergys before they became a different company. I cannot remember this guy's name. I for some reason my brain keeps going Tom Folk, but I know that's the guy from Newgrounds. I know I have his music too, and I'm like, I cannot. Tom Smith.
Ah,
Tom Smith.
It's the easy
Yes.
names that are hardest to remember.
I know it really is. Tom Smith. Tom Smith. That's the man. Tom Smith.
yeah. If you've done any convention in the last 40 years,
You've definitely for sure heard a Tom Smith song because he's done Talk Like a Pirate Day. He did that. He did a song about drinking at conventions that was great. That had the line "Tell 'em or don't," which I very much love that because that speaks to my heart, being somebody who has messed with Tell 'em or do and has also met the business end of a coffee table. But my favorite song by his is "Dead Again," which is about dying in video games, and it's wonderful. Possible Oscar did a very awesome cover of it. And he's been on Dr. Demento a few times too. Tom has. He's great. And Steve was a big fan of his, and he was performing he performed at both the Chattacon and LibertyCon that Steve attended. Like I said, Steve is I'm not going to disparage the man. He's a good guy. We don't see eye to eye, and I don't expect a lot of people to see eye to eye with me. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and Bob worked for him for many years, and they were both, as far as I know, until the day that he passed away. Him and Bob were still good friends. So,
I'm going to have to pull up John's full screen because I looked down and saw his. I can see we're not getting the epicness of his
Forbidden Planet.
Yeah, that is gorgeous,
isn't it? I just found that like literally 10 minutes right before the show, or right as the show was starting. So.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I'm trying to find a new theme for classic sci-fi.
He can't. John just can't stick with one thing.
Yeah,
he really can't. And see, I'm happy with the stupid clock background. I think having the clocks in the background is fine. I love it. I'm happy with that.
And you see, I have a clock in the background also. Of course, it's kind of hard for me to change my background. I mean, it takes people moving. It takes two people.
I will point out, Joe, you have moved your background at least once because I saw recently, if you all don't know, we are past our 1-year anniversary. I recently did look at some old stupid clock videos, and Joe has changed his background at least once.
Well, it didn't so much change the background; it's changed the angle of his office.
Yeah.
Used to be on the other one.
Okay, look, what we're talking about is moving furniture here, John. It's not that easy.
Yeah. Changing my background.
I have a dresser in the other room. I still have it put together because I'm like, I don't want to rearrange anything. And I know when I put that dresser together, I'm going to have to move shit. No, I don't want to do it. It's a lot of work. I mean, as you both know, yes, I am a professional wrestler, and I work out constantly, and I still don't want to have to move that heavy ass fucking thing.
Oh, well, me and my son got a nice little gift the other day.
Was it a raccoon?
No, it wasn't a raccoon.
Oh.
Somebody gave us a trailer, a little smaller trailer.
Okay.
Right now we're $115 into this trailer just to get it to where it's safe to be pulled.
Yeah.
And I've still got to rebuild the floor.
Hey, you don't have to rebuild the floor in order to pull the trailer. You can pull the trailer and then rebuild the floor.
Yeah.
The fuck
Depends on
is
how
that
rotten
noise?
the wood is.
Oh yeah, I tried to walk across it and almost had a panic attack.
I think one of my neighbors is testing out a subwoofer because that was a very loud. Did y'all hear that?
No,
Okay, there was a very loud boom coming from outside. It was very annoying.
Flying
it's the
saucer.
kid. It's the kid across the street.
You're about to be abducted.
I
Probe.
want to. Oh, I do want to point out, by the way, that I was coming home the other day and I was driving up and I was like, "Why is there a washer? Who left the washer out? You're a free washer if anybody needs it. It's on Eldridge Road in Hickson.
I'll get it.
It's gone already."
Oh yeah.
I had a neighbor that was putting furniture out down the street here, and it was the first one. One was a recliner.
Who was it that we were annoying whenever I did this?
Heather's mom.
Yeah, I can't remember her name either.
Her aunt.
Yeah, it was her aunt. I can't remember her name, and it was. I just got to tell y'all, it's balls in here right now. Holy crap! It's not this hot in the rest of the house either. We just don't have the air conditioning on because the rest of the house is cold. But in my room, it is sweltering. Possibly because
I've been leaving the windows open.
I have a very powerful computer and it puts out a lot of heat. And I don't feel like opening a window. Because I know me, I'll forget to close it.
And y'all said something about being abducted. It reminded me of something that we, haven't talked about in a while. We have not talked about Dan Hollifield's Abducted, a Tom Darby adventure, available at Amazon.com.
Well, we would allow Dan to talk about that, but
Yeah.
Do we want to mention why Dan isn't here right now?
Did he get arrested again?
No, Dan. Well, in a manner of speaking, Dan started downloading a piece of software to his computer, and it turned out it was going to take a while. So he's
It's
not.
going to take a long time. And Michaela.
All right, we get it. Your subwoofer works. Quit it.
All right, Michaela. When you were talking about the coffee table,
Yeah,
Michaela
I saw
said,
that.
yeah, she said coffee tables are evil. Carl just chimed in and said, Did the table catch your knee, Michaela?" She said, "Nope, it caught her pinky toe." Oh, and I'm reaching down, rubbing mine.
Listen, a pinky toe is one thing. Carl and Michaela, try your face, because this is the story. If you don't know, I was at LibertyCon. I was at a room party. I was drinking with several friends, and one guy who's an asshole. But there were several friends there, and we were passing around a bottle of Tullamore Dew. And the bottle comes to me, and I'm just chit-chatting. I'm not there. They hand me a bottle. I'm like, okay, it's a bottle. It's a bottle of Tullamore Dew. And I'm looking at it for a second going like, this is Irish whiskey. And I'm already pretty toasted. I don't know if I should drink Irish whiskey straight because I'm pretty drunk already. But at the same exact time, I also don't want to mix Irish whiskey because I know it's a faux pas. Right?
Depends on what you're mixing.
Well, as I'm looking at the bottle, Don the Lap, who we all love very dearly,
Yes.
proceeds to say, just drink it, fucker. So I take the entire bottle and just go. And finished it.
And
To which Don puts his hands on his knees and leans forward and goes, "Skunk, do not stand up." To which my brain went, immediately stand up. So I stood up and came down. And that's when my lips met the coffee table.
and Michaela goes, "Skunk, you're not supposed to kiss the coffee table."
But I kissed the coffee table. I'm sorry. And the coffee table did not reciprocate my kiss. The coffee table instead was like, "Get the hell off me." And it bounced off of a glass coffee I was surprised that it shattered that thing. It bounced off a glass coffee table and went to the floor. Everybody's laughing at me, and I'm like, which if I translate that from drunk means I need to go to my car, because that's where I was sleeping at the time. Because back then, I didn't have a lot of money, and I couldn't afford a hotel room when I went to conventions, so I slept in a Pinto that I put a trucker mattress in the back of. Just fold the seats down, and hey, I've got a bed. You can camp in a Pinto, by the way. I've done it. Joe's seen me do it.
There's Donna. Hey, Donna, how are you doing?
Donna, Carleen, my second favorite person in the chat right now. Yes, my second favorite person in the chat. Michaela's my favorite person. Carl's number 3.
Yeah.
No offense, Carl. Michaela has better tits.
Not by much.
Joe's speechless. That was awesome.
Good night, everybody.
This is gonna be a good night, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Michaela's the favorite.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm the favorite. We're in trouble now. Yeah.
Well, you're the favorite with me. Now, Joe and John might have different opinions. What do y'all think?
I'll tell you, Brian Morris did 2 shows today, and it was hard for me not to post my witty comments.
Brian is now, Michaela, no offense to you, I love you, but if Brian was here, he'd be my favorite. Brian's not here.
Oh, Donna Carleen says
Michaela has better. It's a girl too. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, it wouldn't be a stupid o'clock if we didn't talk about tits, okay?
No, I think this is the first time we have.
Oh, bullshit.
That's the green room. You're getting
wait a minute.
confused with the green room.
Joe, are you saying that we got through an entire year of doing this 2 days a week?
Bull. We've definitely talked about tits before.
I got to throw a flag on that.
I'm pretty sure we talk about tits just about every show. Nothing wrong with tits. Nothing wrong with tits.
We talk about it every show, but
nothing wrong with tits, and there's nothing wrong with pecs either.
Depends on if it's a boar hog or not.
Oh,
there's a boar wrestler, by the way. There's a wrestler who's themed after a boar. And he's got a lucha mask with tusks and everything. He's awesome. Love him. He's great. I saw him this weekend on IWTV Live. By the way, just to give a quick shout out to one of my buddies, Matt Griffin, the CEO of Action Wrestling. If you want to watch some fantastic independent wrestling, go to IWTV.live. You can get a free trial with IWTV using the promo code ACTION at checkout. And so this, by the way, was not approved by Joe. I did that promo on my own.
Yeah. And I expect a 20 in my PayPal before morning.
Hey, trust me, you'll get it. If we're going to go down that route, though, Joe, I'm also going to plug my show, which will be tomorrow night at 7 p.m. The Scrubhouse Video Club Live with me and Glowcat, but you can call them Audrey because they're friends. And they and I will be talking wrestling tomorrow night because it's WrestleMania weekend. Woo! Fun times. I've been watching WrestleMania all night. I had to come here. WrestleMania got delayed by 45 minutes because of rain in Tampa. So I missed the last 2 matches of WrestleMania tonight. But I'll be able to watch all of the matches of WrestleMania tomorrow night, and I can't wait.
Well, I'm not too thrilled either. The NASCAR race got postponed because of rain tonight.
Tonight? Well, tonight would have been Busch Series, wouldn't it?
No, it's Under the Lights at Martinsville.
Well, it's NASCAR races are on Sundays.
Not
Nextel, it's not Nextel Cup anymore. It's Sprint Cup, but
it's Cup, just plain Cup now.
What?
Yeah,
they got rid of. What about Busch? They got rid of Busch.
It's now Xfinity.
Okay, so they have Xfinity and Sprint.
Yeah, no. There's no major sponsor for Cup anymore. There's like 5 sponsors on Cup now.
So it's just one Cup, one
Yeah.
series of racers, and that's it.
Well, there's Cup,
I haven't watched NASCAR.
Xfinity, and Truck.
I haven't watched NASCAR in so freaking long.
Yeah.
So wait. So it's the NASCAR Cup. Then Xfinity is the B team.
Yeah, is the B team,
league.
and there's Truck.
Okay, so the Xfinity race was today.
It was supposed to be.
What used to be Busch.
Yeah.
Is now Xfinity.
Yeah.
Okay, and they didn't race. Tomorrow is the good race.
And both races.
Oh, they can't postpone tomorrow. There's not going to be a weather issue.
No. It's just all the rain. All that rain we got this morning was in Martinsville tonight.
Yeah, but the track will dry before then.
Yes.
Before tomorrow.
Yeah.
But are they pissy because they couldn't do qualifying on Friday or something?
They're not doing qualifying because of the
Qualifying was Friday.
My Sharona, Miles. They don't do qualifying because the.
Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah. They don't do qualifying because of the My Sharona, Miley Cyrus, Peter pandemic.
Okay, Brian. Which, by the way, I spoke with James Ward on the phone. Which, by the way, James, if you're watching, she said no. I spoke with James Ward on the phone. We were talking about cons in the local area, and I said Metrotham is going to be the ground zero for whether or not we're going to be able to have cons in the local area this year.
And what? Which one?
Metrotham.
Oh, yes.
Because they're coming up soon. They're going to be the first major convention in the area that's going to happen, not post-pandemic, but post-vaccinations.
Yes.
And they're laying the groundwork for whether or not we're going to be able to have conventions this year. Now, there are conventions that come after that are still staying virtual, and I very much thank them for staying virtual. But whether or not there's going to be a Halicon this year, honestly, kind of falls on their shoulders. Because if something goes horribly, horribly wrong, a live in-person Halicon, I mean, if something goes horribly, horribly wrong at Metrotham, that could cause our hotel to panic. So, Metrotham, please, for the love of God, I don't give a damn that people can have their vaccinations 100% in full before the convention. Unless you're planning on barring people at the door unless they show their vaccination cards. Please, 6 foot, social distance, require masks, and really push that, especially on the more ignorant people who don't believe in this.
Well, here's the thing. They start the day after Hamilton County lifts their mask mandate.
I don't want Metrotham, because I said ground zero for a reason. Because they're either going to be the ground zero of everything's going to be okay and we're all going to be fine, or they're going to be the ground zero in the same sense that the mall in Dawn of the Dead was frickin' ground zero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well,
Bye, Michaela. Love you.
Good night, Michaela. Thank you for tuning in, and get you some sleep. Yeah, those 14-hour days are long.
Oh my God. Tell me about it. I'm so glad I don't have to do them anymore. I haven't told you guys yet.
They changed your route.
Oh, yeah. They removed 4 cities. Originally, it was supposed to be 2. Took off an extra 2. I don't even go anywhere near, like, literally, Jasper, Tennessee. Or no, not even Jasper, Tennessee. South Pittsburgh. Not even South Pittsburgh. Kimball is as close as I get to Mount Eagle now.
Ah. And for everybody tuning in, like Carl and Carly and all that, Kimball's where all the fireworks are on 24. That's the fireworks place, is Kimball.
Technically, you're wrong.
That's the exit to Kimball.
Eastridge. Eastridge is on 24. They have
No.
fireworks.
Well, they're not Little
Are you
Vegas.
going to tell me I'm wrong?
Technically,
right.
technically, and well, you can't. Yeah, you can't get to it from 24. But by the time you see it, you're already on 75 before you can get back to it, so it don't count.
Oh, but come on. But
when you say fireworks on 24, where do you think of?
Me personally?
Yeah.
South Pittsburgh. But back in the day when we used to buy fireworks, we didn't go to South Pittsburgh. When I bought fireworks, we went up 75 to Cleveland. So
it was closer.
Well, I lived in Ringgold, so yeah, it was.
You took
but
the back
for
road.
you, South Pittsburgh would have been closer.
No, Cleveland's actually closer.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You can go over to Red Bank, hit 527, go down 24, cut up. If Cleveland's still closer?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's almost 50. It's almost 45 miles from my driveway to fireworks in the middle of the freeway.
Well, now we don't have to worry about that. Now, if we want fireworks, we both go down to East Ridge if we want fireworks, which neither one of us do.
Oh, and one of my favorite fireworks places closed up and was tore down and turned into a Champy's. It made me so happy. Did you ever hear that story?
No, I haven't. I haven't heard this story. But when you said, I knew something was wrong the moment you said favorite.
Yeah.
You never use the word favorite unless you're about to be really sardonic.
Yes. Tennessee, Alabama fireworks. But the story of what was it? Phantom fireworks? Is that what they were called? I don't
Phantom is further down on the right over there by the Kangaroo.
The old Shoney's.
No, they were across the street.
Yeah, the one
Shoney's was on the other side. Phantom was, or no, wait, I'm thinking of I-24 fireworks. Phantom, yeah, I think you're right. Phantom was where the Shoney's was.
Yeah, well, we went in. You know, it was 4th of July. We were going in, and we walk in, and the first thing the guy says is, "I have to have your ID to come in."
Oh, that makes sense.
Okay, no, that's cool. Okay, I showed him. He says, "No, I got to fill out all of your information." Excuse me?
Oh, yeah, you have told me this story. Oh, I remember this now. Okay, please continue.
Hey.
All of our fans at home need to hear this. This is how BS this is.
Yeah.
Yes, please continue.
What do you need my information for? It's a state law. You're required to give your ID when you buy fireworks now. I'm like, what? You know, I hadn't heard anything. You know, I started filling it out. They said, and of course, I was already pissed off at that point in time. And the guy says, I need your email. I said, I don't have email. Yeah, that's it. Phantom fireworks. It's that build. It made me so happy. They tore the building down and turned it into a Champy's chicken. But the guy asked me for my email. I said, I was pissed. There ain't no way in hell he's getting my email. I said, I don't have an email. And he looks at me and goes, come on, man. It's 2014. Everybody's got email. I said, I don't have email. Well, it went on, rocked on. He finally got just enough to fill out his paperwork. So I go, I sort of pick out some stuff. And as I go walking up the cash register, here's a guy standing at the register and goes, did you get your little discount card at the front door? He goes, no, I didn't get any. Well, if you fill out all the paperwork at the front door to get, the discount card, you get 25% off all your fireworks. I said, this is for a discount? He goes, yeah. I turned and looked at the guy that filled out my information, just looked at him and just dropped my shit in the middle of the floor. I said, who's the manager? This lady walks over. I said, I want my shit out of your fucking computer now. And she goes, well, I explained to her what happened and all that. And that is not the SpaceX plant. That is the new Champy's Chicken under construction.
Well,
it was under construction at the time. Now I do want to point out Champy's Chicken is open, and we did order food from there once when I was living in Ringgold, and it is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like Champy's Chicken is.
Hey, Joe,
I hate the fact Champy's become more of a chain restaurant now. When it used to be a local delicacy that could only be found on certain road, but anyway, Joe, continue.
And it eventually ended up that they started mailing me stuff. Till finally, I actually called and spoke to people. And I said, if I get another one, I'm suing you. And explained the whole situation, how they got my information. And they apologized and all this. About 6 months later, one of them came back. Another one showed up in the mail, and I about lost my damn mind. And I called and I said, let's. When I called, they said, okay. I said, I want to speak to, and I pulled up their name. I want to speak to so-and-so. They went, what is this? Isn't how you get. I don't care. This is the number I have. This is who I want to speak to. Unless you want a lawsuit. They called and they promised me that they were deleting. They spoke to me and was reading stuff off. Says, okay, that's deleted. They deleted me out of their system. Which rolls me into Mountain View dealerships. Oh, y'all got me on a roll now.
Hey, well, I want to point out real quick before I go and grab another beer.
Yeah.
I used to get these phone calls from Comcast all the time. It was like, we have questions. It would be an automated message. It was like, please stay on the line because we have questions about your business account. I'm sitting there being like, I don't have a business account. What the hell are you talking about? Apparently, somebody gave my phone number as their business number when they were pulling a scam with Comcast. Every time I answer me, I'd be like, I don't have a business account with you. I don't even have a regular account with you. Please take me off your list. And I'd hang up. Whatever. I'll try to be nice. I tried to be nice. And I remember one day they called me up because apparently, again, this guy hadn't paid their bill, whatever the hell it was. And I answered the phone and they said it was Comcast. And as soon as I got a human being on the phone, I was like, I want to speak to your fucking manager. I'm like, if you don't get your fucking, I apologize for the language, everybody. If I don't get your fucking manager on the phone, and he hung up on me. I was so pissed. I called him back. I was like, I want to speak to somebody in fucking charge, or I swear to fucking God. And they were like, okay, all right, we're going to put somebody on. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I spoke to this guy. I was like, you listen to me, you motherfucker. I've never been so deaf. There are only 2 times in my fucking life I've ever been that disrespected. You don't fucking hang up on me. When I tell you I want to speak to a fucking manager, I'm so sorry, sir. What is going on? And I said, you guys have been calling me for the past 2 fucking years. I keep telling you, I don't have a business account with you. I don't even have a regular account with you. The last time that I had an account with you was back in like 2007. I don't have anything to do with y'all. I'm not affiliated with y'all ever. I would never use your services after the way I was treated the last time. And if you don't stop calling me, I swear to God, it's like, listen, here's the name of, and I read off the name of my family lawyer because I was living with my dad at the time. I was like, this is my family lawyer. If y'all don't stop calling me, I will get him on the phone. There will be a lawsuit. This is harassment. This is against the law, and you don't even want to know what's going to happen next. And the guy's like, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I will take your number off the list. Here is my personal cell phone number. If this ever happens again, please call me. I said, I'm holding you to that, motherfucker. 6 months later, I got a phone call from Comcast. I called him up and I was like, you promised this would end. And he was like, there's a reason I gave you my personal number. Sometimes this shit happens. I'm taking care of it. Thank you. I haven't had a call from Comcast since.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, I remember I was so enervated. I was absolutely pissed because it was like, I tried being nice. And that's the problem with there's a problem with these corporations. And this is where the Karen mentality comes from, by the way. When you have people that show up at your regular everyday business and they're all pissy and shit because they're going to get their way, right? See, I'm not trying to get an extra $2 off on a pack of Skittles or some bullshit like that. I legit have an actual problem, but they won't take me seriously because I'm aggravated, because they won't fucking take me seriously.
Well, my issue...
And you're the same way, Joe. You don't get pissy with these people unless there's an actual reason to get mad. And then they don't take you seriously when you do. And it's like, they don't take you seriously when you're not mad. They don't take you seriously when you are mad. The only time that they take you seriously is when they realize they have fucked up, you have a legit legal complaint, and you'll be able to actually bring a lawyer in and sue the shit out of them. And then they realize, oh, fuck, this is going to cost us money. And that's the only time that these corporations take you seriously, is when they realize, fuck, we're about to lose a lot of money. And I hate the fact that that's our country right now. That everybody is just worried about their bottom dollar.
There we go. That's what I do. I can't remember. It's been so long since I tried to make my hair look nice. I forgot how to do it.
You're using StreamYard to do it. And
do it this
backwards.
way.
You know
Yeah.
that.
Do it right hand. Use your right hand. Use your right hand. Do it that way. There's a reason why you use your right hand. Joe, do you know the reason?
No.
When Superman parts his hair,
Yeah.
he uses his right hand. He uses his right hand to part his hair. When Clark Kent does it, he uses his left hand.
Oh, okay.
If you use your right hand to part your hair,
I'm Superman.
You'll be Superman. Use your left hand, you'll be Clark Kent. That is so ingrained into people's minds that the idea of the right hand is superior to the left hand, that even parts of your hair matter. So right now you have a left hand part on your hair, or right hand part, or whatever it is.
Well, my issue. Let me get back to my issue. Yeah, my issue with the Mountain View dealerships in this area. You know my car. You've seen my car, little Chevy HHR.
The second one you've had, yeah.
Yes. They had this deal for an oil change for $29.95. And, I say, okay, sure, give me an oil change. I'll do that. Then they tell me, I got a problem with my transmission. I knew it was, trying to sell stuff. And then they says, okay. I said, how much is the oil change? They said $59.95. I got the 20. Yeah, it took 7 quarts of oil to fill up your car. It's a 4-cylinder. Where the fuck did you put the other 2 quarts of oil?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's some bullshit.
And I mean, I just, boom, my head exploded. And the lady just reached up and closed the window down, because she wasn't going to speak to me anymore. And here comes the service manager around. He goes, I said, I'm sorry. She just told me my car took 7 quarts of oil. I've had this car for nearly 10 years. I have never put 7 quarts of oil in it. Well, that's what it requires. I said, I'm not dumb. I changed the oil myself. He goes, oh. Why'd you bring it in? I said, because I didn't feel like crawling under it today. And I had a coupon. And he goes, okay, well, it did take 6 quarts. I said, you're as big a damn liar as she is. I said, I'm ready to leave, whatever, but I'm not paying for 7. So I ended up paying for 6 quarts of oil. And I have.
You shouldn't have paid for that either, because I know for a fact that damn engine don't take 6 quarts of oil. It can suck my ass.
Yeah.
It gypped you.
Oh, yeah. And I have been blasting them ever since. And finally, I got one of these letters from one of these places. I actually called corporate and ended up speaking to somebody and told him about that. And he goes, I am so sorry. If you come back in, we'll try. I said, excuse me. Your service department fucked me once. Why the fuck should I come? Oh, hello. Sorry. There goes our monetization.
We've been swearing all night, brother. We've been swearing all night. It's not fun, but it is fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're on the late night show. This is the late night stupid o'clock where we can say things like that.
Yeah, it's after 11, but still, I try
we try to be respectful, but some things just piss us off.
And John's sitting here going, John's the cool. We have never got John ticked off yet.
He's the only one out of our main crew. I've seen Nick. I've seen you. I've seen me. I've seen Dan. I've seen Heather.
And Lewis.
John and Lewis. John is just chill. He just don't care.
Well,
John, is there anything that you care about? What would get you mad? And I'm not saying we're going to try to get you mad. I just want to know what would get you mad. So try to avoid that topic because we're nice people like that.
Shooting rocket launchers at me will do it.
Of course, he has to be a smart ass. I'm going to go get a beer.
No, wait a minute. That was not a smart ass answer.
Wait, hold up. I took my headphones off. What was that?
That was not a smart ass answer.
Obviously we can't shoot. We can't. If we had the ability to shoot rocket launchers at people from over the internet, do you think we would have as many problems in this world as we have right now?
Just the cleanup.
That's not my problem. It's over the internet. It's somebody else's problem.
Yeah, but we have never figured out what your button is yet.
I don't think John. I truly don't believe that John has one.
I used to have to train 19-year-old kids to handle explosives. Trust me, you're going to need a lot more than just words to piss me off.
Before I go get a beer, I just want to test something real quick. And then I'll go get a beer. John.
Yes.
Gun control.
Yes.
Okay, see, nothing makes him mad.
John's all for gun control. It requires 2 hands and a firm grip on the handle.
See that? It's a good trigger pull right there.
Oh, wait. Okay. John? The Democrat definition of gun control.
They don't have one.
See, no fucking, no reaction. It doesn't affect him at all. See, he's the chillest dude in the world. I don't know what to do with him.
This is why I pull security at conventions.
Okay. The only
and beer.
The only other thing I've ever seen as chill as John is my wife's Chihuahua Bella. It's just.
Well, she's also your wife's the Bella, the Chihuahua you're talking about. Yeah. It's also just, unlike John, she's just like.
No, that's Lily.
Oh, is that Lily?
That's Lily.
I got the two mixed up.
One of the things I've noticed, and you've all seen it, is how the internet is just angry at everything. Nobody can have a just discussion anymore without somebody's head exploding. And just the more that happens, the more chill I get, because that's the easiest way to piss somebody off.
Well, John, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to go get a beer. Conversation to be continued.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'll give you a topic. Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Since he's gone, we'll talk rockets for a second. You heard about the Starlink and the OneWeb satellites that almost collided?
No, I haven't heard about that yet.
They came within 200 feet of each other, according to Space Command. They got an alert from Space Command to do something about your satellites because they're about to crash. And I'm not sure. I'm trying to find if I do a follow up and see if they actually had to do a collision avoidance maneuver or if it was just too late and they just passed that close to each other. So.
Yeah. Well, one rule that SpaceX has agreed to through the FAA, SpaceX has to move out of everything else's way.
Well, does that include OneWeb?
Yeah.
Because that's.
Hey,
I'm going to turn off Skunk's mic for a second. It's not a conversation.
Right.
Let's see. I'm trying to find. There's one yesterday.
Carl Witzman says the James Webb probe. No, not James Webb. James Webb doesn't launch until sometime this summer, I believe. Oh, sorry about that. I bet that. What'd that sound like, John?
Sounded like somebody hitting a microphone with a can.
Yeah.
what did you do?
I bumped a spring.
I just realized my sunglasses fell off my face. How drunk I am.
Oh.
There, I got them back.
No, Skunk, you missed it Thursday night. I turned all sorts of colors, pretty colors of green.
Were you okay?
Hey,
I
Joe.
I got my second COVID shot. It whooped my ass.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
It whooped my ass good. I mean, I'll tell you how bad it was. I told John to close the show. I left.
Wow. Fantastic.
I mean, how often do I just leave?
I mean, it's happened a lot more. I'm going to be honest with you, Joe. It's happened a lot more lately, but not for that reason.
Yeah.
It's not because you've been feeling bad, sick like that. Usually it's because of your back.
Yeah.
It's been happening a lot, in which we are all very concerned about you. I want to point that out there. I hate to air your dirty laundry, but we are very concerned about you because you've done it a couple of times now, and it's just we're very worried about your health.
Well,
point that out there.
Yeah, mainly when I leave after. I don't leave during the show. We just don't do the after show.
You did leave early. You did end one of the shows early. And when I say early, I mean like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like you were just like, I can't. I'm done, you know? Yeah. And it was just 5 minutes before we ended the show. So
yeah. John Hines asked the big question, where is Dan at tonight? That's a good question. Dan has a computer issue going on right now that he is trying to resolve, and he will try to make it in, we hope.
He's trying to download something, and it's hard to do with 2 tin cans and a string.
That sounds like, that sounds like Dan's internet for sure.
And Joe, apparently they did have to do a collision avoidance maneuver with the satellites. I posted it on Stupid, by the way. And apparently they're saying it was just within 200 feet they missed each other by, like 194 feet or something like that.
Wow. That's...
As far as satellites in space, that's,
That's a glancing blow. You felt, well, it wasn't a glancing blow, but you felt the wind off of it.
There's no wind.
If it was a bullet, you felt the wind off of it. You felt the warm wind off of it as it went by.
What was that?
You may know what that is. You may have experienced that once or twice, John. Thankfully, just experienced it. Hope not, but
Just a few.
that's why we can't. That's why we can't rile him up because he's done. He has cheated the Reaper.
You know,
Yeah, he told the Reaper he could eat it.
you know, we spent the first time we were going to Iraq, we spent 6 months training down at Camp Shelby for all this stuff. And we finally get over there and we're doing our patrols and everything, and you're just tripwire tight, waiting for something to happen. And we're just, you can't imagine how incredibly stressful this is for the months you were there. And finally, we had our first IED go off next to our vehicles. Nobody was hurt. It didn't do any damage or anything like that. It was just this big spout of dirt on the side of the road, you know. Didn't even feel like much of an explosion because it was in the ground. It soaked up most of the concussion and everything. And so we stopped. We did our little, you know, everything we're supposed to do when that happens. And then afterwards, everybody was just laughing and joking about it because we finally had one. And from then on out, the rest of the tour was gravy. So.
They buried it too deep.
Which, yeah, we're not supposed to talk about that, Joe.
Oh.
Let them keep doing it. They buried it too deep. And then hey, we have life signs.
Hey!
Yeah, but I've got no audio, so.
We can hear you.
We can hear you, but you're very quiet.
Oh.
Give me a second. Give me a second. How about now? So give us an audio check, Dan.
This has been one fucked up night.
Hey, he's here. All right.
And automatically with the F
Drink
word.
a beer for the working
guys?
man.
You
Yeah.
foul-mouthed individuals, I'll tell you.
Hey,
Shut
Yeah.
up, Christian.
if she's lucky.
I want to point out real quick, by the way, that every time I've told Christian to shut up on Brian's show, YouTube censors it. Thanks, YouTube.
Probably an
Uh,
Oh, this
All
has
right,
been.
I'll be back. Now that Dan's here, I'm not being rude, Dan, but a supersized McDonald's sweet tea. I'll be back.
So,
That was wonderful.
in case anybody was wondering, in about 2 minutes, Joe's going to have his penis in his hands.
2 minutes. I doubt if it'd take that long.
Hey,
Evan.
Dan! Thank you so much for showing up, man. I'm so glad you could be here. I know you were downloading software, and it was going to take a while.
Well, actually, it froze up in the middle of installing the additional instrument voices. So once I figured that out, I was able to go, I'll finish later. Because the program had hijacked my camera and my microphone, so I couldn't do anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
crazy.
So while the music program is running, I can't go on StreamYard.
Well, I'm gonna share something real quick. I'm gonna share my whole screen. I'm not gonna share audio, and I do want to show everybody this. This is the software that I use. This is
No, it doesn't. Oh, still ain't.
This is what I use. This is FL Studio. This is the software I use to make music with. I've tried Ableton. I can't. I just don't understand it. I've never gotten Ableton to work. I've been using FL Studio for I've been using FL Studio since it was called Fruity Loops. It's been like 8 years.
I remember Fruity Loops. Yes, indeed.
It's no, not 8 years. Why do I think it's 2012? I've been using it since 2004. I've been using Fruity Loops since I was a senior in high school. I love Fruity Loops. Here's one of the reasons I like Fruity Loops. I do not have a MIDI keyboard attached, and I can use my regular keyboard to do everything. And obviously, like, it's set up in drum mode right now with kick, clap, snare. But I can come over here and I just pull over this bass right here and just, obviously you can't hear anything, but I can play all the instruments and everything. It's done up like a full, like it's done up like a double-sided keyboard, like with 2 levels. So I have highs and I have lows built right there. I can play everything, and I can with 2 hands I can play highs and lows, and I've got like 4 octaves on my keyboard by itself. I love Fruity Loops. I can't get enough of it. I use it all the time. It's great. It's how I compose all my music is with Fruity Loops, and I love it.
Well,
Problem is, Fruity Loops is expensive. So there you go.
I've been using Magic's Music Maker for 11 years.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's like Fruity Loops, but it's got a better visual of what your instruments are doing. And so,
Joe,
it's almost exactly the same thing.
Now that you're back, is it time? It's been an hour. Should we do a promo?
Oh yes, absolutely.
Read that funky music, white boy.
I took my glasses off. You need to hurry this up. It's a very bright light.
Yeah, did y'all cover the John Hyde comment?
No.
It says, "The man I've been waiting for." Good evening, Dan.
Oh, John, thank you.
Very bright light. Can we hurry this up?
I'm here.
All right.
All right, now I'm going to do my thing. Stupid O'Clock and Armchair Rock Science are proud members of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, where Rising Tide raises all ships. This is our program schedule on all times for Eastern. Sunday, Comics, Chaos, and Sass at 10 p.m. on Facebook. Monday is Nevermind the Furthermore. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday are Nevermind the Furthermore at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. at Facebook and YouTube. Tuesday is Clever Tile Pending at on Facebook, at YouTube at 8 p.m. and TED Talks at 10 a.m. on YouTube. Thursday is TED Talks at 10 a.m. on YouTube, Comic Book Spectrum at 7 p.m. on Facebook, Creative as Hell at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube, at Stupid O'Clock at 9 p.m. on YouTube. Friday is Nevermind the Furthermore at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, Drinking with the Davies at 6 p.m. on YouTube, Michaela Jade's Tidbits and Scribbles at 7 p.m. on YouTube, Historical Fencing Guild at 8 p.m. on YouTube, Saturday, Stupid O'Clock at 11 p.m. on YouTube, which is what you're watching right now. Our wild card show, Armchair Rocket Science, whenever it launches, is scheduled by NASA, SpaceX, or Blue Origin. www.facebook.com/Rising Tide Broadcast Network for more information. And I totally botched that, and I'm so sorry.
That's all right. One day we'll get you to do it on a recorder, and you'll never have to do it again.
Oh, I like doing it live.
Hey, use that program you were just talking about. Put it on the program, read it all nice and neat, and then speed it up.
I've done it once.
So
I've actually used Fruity Loops to do that once. And I don't remember what it was that I was. What is it that I did? Oh, it was. I did a promotional thing for a wrestling show, and I recorded all of the. It was for a show that never ended up happening because of COVID. But it was a show that I did the whole entire thing, and I did it in multiple takes. I cut the takes together, and I used FL Studio to keep the pitch correct whenever my voice would have to say certain things during certain parts, but wasn't synced up with the video properly. So and it ended up being a whole thing. It worked out beautifully, and I've also used it to do a and that's not wanted my voice to be pitched when I sped it up. I did a one of those like, you know, you hear the voice at the end of the radio commercial where it's just all like side effects, right? Blah, 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 you know,
the legal disclaimer.
Yeah, I did that at the end of a video once, and it was really funny. It was to promote my friend's T-shirts. And the joke behind the video was that he couldn't get his lines right. He kept screwing up. He wasn't screwing up. It was all planned. But he kept screwing up. So when we got to that part where we had the disclaimer at the very end, it had to be... It was hilarious. And we were doing like music and effects and all this other stuff. Every single time that he started doing his promo, whenever he screwed up, we just cut to raw camera footage of me being like, cut. What was that? Take 2. Boop.
Once more with feeling. Well, at least I've got one fan out there. Thank you, John Hines. Don't know why you were waiting for me in particular, but
Because he likes the look of your beard.
Oh, well, it needs to
Oh.
be trimmed a bit, but
Guy, y'all know who Boomer is.
Yes,
y'all know who
Boomer. We
definitely.
know Jamie Hall. One of the, you know what? I know he's
All-
not
all
watching
I'm
this.
gonna
I don't
say-
care. I'm going to put
All
him
I'm going to
over.
say is if you're a friend of Boomer, you have to see his pictures from the Huntsville Comic and Pop Expo today.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew he was
Boomer,
going, but I
I
haven't
saw
seen any
those.
pictures yet.
Saw
Yeah,
those. Boomer,
there is a Deadpool wearing a mask, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's something Deadpool would do the way the mask is worn. Okay, go say what you're going to say about the Great Boomer, but yes,
I was going to say that Boomer is one of Boomer is one of the baddest men in history.
he's
That's
a,
what I'm going to say about Boomer. He is a fantastic dude. Just one
He's
of the
definitely got my respect.
one of the baddest dudes in history. Seriously, Boomer is a gem.
he is one of
I
the
love
toughest dudes you'll ever meet.
Mm-hmm. Boomer is. I'm going to tell a true story about Boomer, and this is again. I'm saying this with all the love in the world to Boomer. One time, Boomer fell down the stairs. Right, and he was
Brandon.
carrying. He has this. He's got a bunch of these, but it was his favorite one. So it was a very sad story, but also a very cool story. He was carrying a glass boot. It's several glass boots, but this was like his biggest one. He had this gigantic glass cowboy boot that he drank beer out of. He fell down the stairs. He tripped and fell down the stairs. The boot, of course, hit the ground and broke, and his arm went into the glass. He sliced himself up, got up, was upset about the glass breaking, but as far as that was concerned, it didn't care. He got to roll of paper towels, wrapped his arm up, and kept drinking while we were all being like, Jamie, go to the freaking hospital, you dumbass. And he was like, I'm fine. And we're like, no, you're going to the hospital. We had to force this man to go to the hospital.
He never went. He never went. They went to Walmart and got stuff to patch him up.
Oh,
he wouldn't go to the hospital.
He did get stitches. He did get stitches and kept drinking. The baddest man in all of Southeast fandom. You do not mess with Boomer. And in fact, the fact that Boomer is because he is having health problems, right? He is having health problems, and the fact that he's having health problems shocks the shit out of me. It really does, because like I said, he is the baddest man in fandom. Boomer is too damn cool, and it really sucks that he's having health problems right now. But here's the thing I will say about Boomer. As much as he's having health problems right now, I truly believe that if Boomer got the COVID virus,
it would give up.
It would give up.
It would run away in fear.
That's the only reason that Boomer hasn't got COVID yet. COVID's afraid of Boomer. Boomer
that
is
Jesse Ventura line in Aliens.
I ain't got time to bleed.
It was Predator. Excuse me. I ain't got time to bleed. That's
Boomer.
Boomer right there.
Boomer.
In a nutshell.
Boomer is the Chuck Norris of Southeast fandom.
Yeah.
When Boomer passes away, we will be telling stories about Boomer that begin like that. That'll be like one time Boomer went to get in line for Chattacon, and even though he didn't pre-register, he was still first to get his badge.
Yeah.
Hey, security guys get a kind of nudge there.
When one time Boomer went to go do push-ups, and instead the world pushed down.
Oh.
I truly believe that Boomer will live forever, because when death comes for Boomer, he won't be able to catch him.
It'll be
Boomer is
more like
a badass. Boomer, we love you, man.
Yet.
I know you're not watching the show, but we love you, man. But yeah, no, seriously, Boomer's the shit.
So, what all did I miss?
You missed me go off on a double rant.
I think everybody went off on a rant tonight except John.
Except John.
John's the we still can't get John mad. We've at least seen you mad once, Dan, but we can't get John mad.
Well, I mean, seeing me mad's frightening enough. I mean, it scares the crap out
Well,
of me.
when you were mad, it was, we could tell you were mad, but you weren't like mad. You weren't mad like me and Joe were mad. But John always just has a smile on his face. It's annoying. It's very
He's
annoying. One of
retired.
these days, we're going to have to figure out what pushes your buttons, sir. And and honestly, I don't
The
think we
spear
can
is
do it.
empty.
That doesn't even happen.
Oh. The
Remember
Marines
that-
are better than the Army anyway.
You do
Oh,
know
you're
two of my,
treading on. You're
two of
treading
my
on
younger
thin
brothers
ice.
are Marines. So.
I was about to say, I saw him flinch for just a second, and then
Joey,
he just
Joey's in Washington now.
he let it go. Joe, I'm telling you, man, you can't get him actually mad. He for just a second he went. Joe's just testing me. Ignore that. And I think also part of it was him processing what you said and just being like, yeah.
Hmm.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Brian does a better web show than you do.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
Hey, now John, you're now you're talking shit about me and Dan. Come on.
Oh, come on. No.
And he has a fez. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
Fezes
why
are bad.
Joe hasn't adopted a fez yet, I don't. He's always complaining about his hair, and
Because he's got a
the
flat
hat.
cap,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, flat caps are better than fezzes.
The problem
It's
the problem is I got the flat cap after I got old. I didn't
not a
get it when
problem.
I was young.
That's not a problem, Joe. Why is that a problem?
Well, there's only two. You're either bad and young or old and wore out.
Oh, bullshit.
And I'm old and wore out.
Bullshit.
I
Bullshit.
really
You
take
don't have a
exception to that
flat
remark.
cap that has a stupid little fuzz ball on top of it, like some nerd ass golfer. You
Yeah,
have
well.
a flat cap like an Irish ruffian.
Well, the
That's
problem
what you
is
got.
I
And
don't
it's
know who
badass.
I don't know who this hat belongs to.
Mark Michael.
Nope.
It probably did belong to Mark Michael. Oh, Brian's here. I see that. Yeah.
Nothing better than Fezzy Skunk.
Oh.
And you jumped in right at the right time. Now, no. Here's the story of this cat. It
I
showed
can't hear
up.
anybody, so
Oh well. What's
I got
he
a
doing?
gift from a friend for Christmas.
Oh boy. No, this hat showed up at Halicon my first year, and I have asked for 2 years, who does this hat belong to? Nobody knows who it belongs to.
So you all saw that.
Yep.
Leather Trilby. My buddy Audrey from Scrub House. Audrey got me that hat for Christmas because it's the same kind of hat that Mickey wears in Snatch. So I have my own bare knuckle boxing pikey hat. I know pikey's technically a slur, and I apologize if anybody's offended, but that's the way the character is referred to in the movie. I apologize. But yeah, no, I now have an Irish Traveler trilby, leather trilby. I'm ready. Yeah. You like dogs? I like dogs. I just get that get the it's the same.
Since
That's
Brian's
off
here,
like that with 2 dogs.
since Brian is here,
Yeah, I like dogs.
just to make Brian smile.
Oh, Superman. Well, we had that conversation and Brian missed it, Joe.
Yeah, he completely missed it.
Does Brian know about that? Brian, I want to ask Brian. Brian, do you know about hair parting in relation to Superman? Do you know about that? I'm gonna wait for Brian to respond.
Hello, Nick.
Well, I say hi to Nick
Oh.
Tucker. Hi, Nick.
And
Hey,
actually, I do know about hair
Nick.
parting.
But
related to,
Nick,
Superman.
that was for
I'm
Brian.
not answering. I'm not answering.
Thank you.
He just
I
said he
want
knows.
Brian to answer. If Brian knows Brian knows the hair part thing with Superman.
Yeah,
If he knows the significance.
Yeah, Brian's just catching up on the cool mug. Uh-oh.
He doesn't know about it.
Is
Okay.
that a new toy?
Neat.
Oh, I got a whole influx of new toys.
All right, Nick, since
Yes.
I explained it earlier, Brian
Yes.
doesn't know about this apparently. Brian doesn't know about this, so you explain it. What's the deal with hair parting in relation to Superman?
All right, the hair parting relation to Superman. Now, forgive me.
Here we go.
Yes, there it is. Because
There's
parting your
so
hair
Brian does
one
know.
way has been it's funny because it's been proven sociologically
Yeah.
that parting your hair one way makes you look more creative and more artistic, but more effeminate. Parting it the other is considered more masculine.
Yeah.
And it has to do with handedness.
Yes, if you part your Superman parts with his right hand, Clark Kent parts with his left hand. And now it does technically, character design wise, go beyond the Christopher Reeve movies. It does go beyond the Christopher Reeve movies. If you part your hair with your right hand, you part your hair with your left hand. It does, and it's been with as far as shaving it all off goes, Carl,
You become Lex Luthor.
that's Lex Luthor, and Lex Luthor is badass no matter what you do.
Oh yeah.
Whether or not he is played by Gene Hackman or if he's played by I was going to say Kurtwood Smith.
You know what? I'm going to
say Cortland Smith. Your background is trying to attack you again.
Well, actually, it was a preemptive strike. I just threw a comma at my background. Superman Returns, I wasn't going to watch, and I'm sorry, Brian, this might offend you, because I'm usually not the biggest Superman fan. Because at the end of the day, most of his problems, he parts it this way. But
I do too.
most of Soup's problems come from the fact he doesn't solve them because he's a nice guy. You know? So there's always this edge, just no matter how bad it is, the vast majority of time, Soups could solve it if he chose to. You know, at any point, Lex Luthor could stop being Superman's problem. So I have this thing where it's too easy for Superman. And I wasn't going to watch Superman Returns until, and you guys have all seen that, I'm sure. It's the older one before the super gritty reboot. Kevin Spacey was Lex.
Yeah,
I think it's
Brandon Routh was Superman.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Phenomenal Superman. I want to give him props because he played it straight, and I like him better than Cavill's Superman because he feels like Superman. But at one, if you've watched that movie, because I wasn't going to see it. My beloved nephew looks at me and goes, "Soups takes a whooping," and I'm like, "You have my attention." So you have the scene where he gets the kryptonite. He's out of jail, right? And the piece falls in his hand, and he weighs it. You see him weigh the balance, and I'm just sitting here in the theater going, "Ooh, yes." Because he's like, this little shard's going in my pocket. Very Lex. Does everything else, but he does it with that shard. I'm like, oh, he's going to shake him. He's going to prison shake Superman. I am all for this. And I look over at my nephew. He's looking at me with this big grin. And I'm like, the only way it'd be better is if he broke it off at him. And then he did. He just...
I like very animated, very excited Nick Talker. I do like that.
It's like, I don't usually root for the villain. I agree with just about everything Soups stands for. He's like what heroes should be. Captain America when Captain America's done right. But, God, it was beautiful to see someone bust one off in Soups and remind him humanity kills
Bust one off in Superman?
Just... Bam!
Shut up, Christian.
What? I'm talking live. Everything's fine. I just got excited and woke my wife up, and now I'm in trouble.
Uh-oh.
No, we were talking about shaking Superman and Sanders in the bath.
Shaking Superman Superman usually is what makes you happy. I just, with the rain noise you yelled and it just sounded painful.
I'm sorry. No.
Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to interrupt.
Shaking Superman. Did you hear my That's why
Yeah, that's why John got up and walked away. He was like, "No, I'm done. Fuck this shit."
It's not that I don't love soups, but there's always this part.
You're in trouble.
Oh no, she comes out. Oh, shaking Superman. Yeah, that usually makes you happy.
Well, I'm not a big. I'm gonna be
I
really
love
honest.
you.
I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to be a jerk at all. I'm not trying to poop on anybody's parade here, but I'm just trying to say, I'm not a big Superman guy. I've never been a big Superman guy. I'm not even a big DC guy. If I was going to pick anybody from DC, it certainly wouldn't be Superman. Ever. Ever. At the very least, it would be Batman. At the very least, but I'm not even that big of a Batman guy. You know who I'm a big fan of from the DC universe? Big
John
fan.
Constantine. Who?
Like John Constantine? A little bit. I like the movie better than the comic. I've only read a few of the comics. I like the movie a lot. I never watched the show either.
You should watch the show.
I'm not a fan of The Flash or any of those, so I don't really care. It's all good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's somewhere I'm interested in. I like the relationship between Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. That is awesome. Like, I love Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. Like Harley and Red's relationship is just so fantastic, and I hate the fact that in that one Suicide Squad movie, like, they poo-pooed all over that. I'm just like, why did you do that?
Well, Skunk, you
Y'all are
actually
horrible.
saw me do one of my DC cosplays.
I've seen Dan do one. I haven't seen you do one.
Yeah, it was at Fantasicon. I did Clark Kent.
Oh, I barely remember this.
I mean, I had the blue suit, the tie, everything. But there was a couple buttons undone, and I reached to scratch my chest every now and then, and the shirt was underneath.
Yeah. No offense to you at all.
Yeah.
You know who did that better?
Who?
Chris Walker. Do you remember what Chris Walker did? Clark Kent?
No.
Yeah, he had the suit, and he had the tie and the shirt and everything. And then for promo pictures, he would just barely open it up.
Yeah.
Barely. And he actually kind of looks like Clark Kent, except he's blonde. Or I guess it's more silver now. He's older. But, you at least got the right hair color to be Clark Kent.
And even did had the glasses. I mean, the cosplay looked good. I just didn't.
Well,
I didn't pull it.
Whenever you actually do cosplay, very rare. When you actually do it, you do it right. You did a good
Dutch.
I was gonna say you did a good Superman / Clark Kent. You did a good Sylvester.
Yeah,
and you did a good Dutch. You did a good Dutch Stacy.
When I do it, it's perfect. I didn't pull the Walter off right, but I tried.
Walter?
Yeah.
Dunham.
Walter Dunham.
The puppet. Yeah, I'm doing okay, buddy. I'm just on.
I don't remember that.
Jeff Dunham and Walter.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Not as well as Biden does.
I thought you were saying Walter from Breaking Bad, which, if you remember me, and we were talking about him earlier, Boomer. Yeah. Me and Boomer did Walter and Jesse.
Yeah. I sat at the door to the con suite when the Chattacon, when it was down at the building at the Choo Choo. I was sitting there. I mean, had the bow tie, the vest, all that. People would walk up and I'd say, "Welcome to the con suite. Get your shit and get out."
Oh, jeez.
Then somebody would come up and say something. I don't give a damn.
Did you when he came to town, did you go and see him? Because I went to go see him.
I saw him at the Comedy Catch.
I saw him at the Roundhouse.
Upstairs.
True story, by the way. My mom comes up to me This is when my mom and my dad were still getting along and they were still married. My mom comes up to me, she said, "Hey, we're gonna go see Jeff Dunham," and I was like, "Oh, fantastic! That's gonna be awesome. We're gonna go see Jeff Dunham." She goes, "Yeah." And I wanted to ask you something. And she goes, "Out of everybody in the family, you're the only one that I feel we can put in the front row." And I was like, "Oh, what do you mean by that?" And she was like, "You would, like, if we put you in the front row, you would be the only one of us to get Jeff's attention. So if you want, there's still a seat in the front row at this show. We can buy the seat in the front row for you." And I said, "No, I want to be with y'all." She's just like, "We're going to be in the nosebleeds." I said, "That's fine." So we went and we sat in the nosebleeds. We watched the show. It was great because when he brought Walter out, he was like, "I want to bring out one of my friends. Here's Walter." And everybody cheered. And he brings Walter out. And Walter's just like, "Ah, crap. We're in Chattanooga. Isn't this place famous for having a train? The Chattanooga choo-choo. You know, it goes choo-choo." And then he kept making that joke for a while. And finally, some woman in the audience went choo-choo. And he just see, she knows. She can do it. And then he brought out Bubba.
Bubba J.
Oh my God, the Bubba J segment was hilarious because every time they did a Bubba joke, the whole crowd repeated it back to him. And finally, about the third or fourth Bubba joke, which I believe was the they make a left turn, the NASCAR one, Bubba just stops. The audience finishes the joke, turns to Jeff and goes, "They know your act better than you do."
That's not hard to do.
Oh, it was Chattanooga's definitely a Bubba J town for sure. Bubba was the best part of that whole show.
Now, realistically, how many of you guys are going to be up Monday morning for Brian's Nevermind the Furthermore?
I'm going to be at work.
You'll be at work. You'll be at work. Okay.
I'll be at work. So, therefore, I will be watching the show. I'll be at work. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to be driving for an hour, Nick. What the hell else am I going to be doing? We're driving for several hours.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. I met up with Brian briefly, and being me, I told him an idea I had.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, God, the world is in trouble now.
And it was one of the... I count this... It was born of a question. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because I want folks watching this to hop over to Brian's show in the morning, because that's how one plugs something. But Brian knows what's coming. I've got 6 pages in. 5, 6. I should have it 6 pages of a project in, simply because of the most idiotic question that's come across. And I want, I have a question for you, Skunk. And it started out like this. The question was this: is Paul Bunyan a kaiju?
I would say Babe definitely is, but Paul,
No, Babe the Blue Ox is definitely kaiju. But
there may be moments for debate there, but he's of the size.
He's just a giant.
Are we? Can we be realistic here? Hold on. King Kong. Is King Kong a kaiju?
Now, kaiju, yes. Daikaiju traditionally,
Daikaiju's a band, but all right.
No, Daikaiju is the kaiju. The Host. You know the movie The Host with the thing under the bridge that's coming up out of the water. It's a Korean horror movie. Yeah. That's a kaiju.
Now to put this in a perspective though. King Kong is a kaiju.
Yes.
If King Kong is a kaiju, therefore Paul Bunyan must count.
Okay, hang on a second. I'll tell you why he doesn't count as a kaiju.
Mammal, opposable thumbs.
According to Wikipedia, a kaiju is Japanese, means strange beast. That's what it translates out to. Paul Bunyan is not a beast.
I beg to differ. You don't get that ripped and not be referred to as a beast,
Oh,
okay?
He's a lumberjack. He's okay.
Well, but there was an armored human who was a guard. Die something or other. It slipped down my name. But
Fuck you, John.
I've seen both those movies. Yes.
I can't.
I think I broke down.
No, he's just testing his flexibility. Anyway, if it works, tell us how it goes. But
You're an asshole. That's all I'm saying.
This is not a nuclear alert. You don't have to put your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye.
that's not what he's.
I'm not kissing my ass. I'm not kissing John's ass either. I'm telling John he can kiss my ass because that was some bullshit.
This was bandied about in my response. I had a response. Okay.
Get your response, and then I got one for Skunk.
Oh,
Okay.
Joe, don't
My
even
response
fucking
was,
start.
why do you think only a fake Godzilla came out and not the real one? 2, is Paul Bunyan a kaiju? My response was, why do you think none of the kaiju come to America? Like, well, they came then, after Paul was dead. So, mentioning what this gave birth to an idea. And the idea was Paul Bunyan, Kaiju Slayer. And I'm giving you guys an exclusive preview to the idea.
Now we know the other thing the axe was good for.
Absolutely. So this idea, and I'm like, I wanted to write it out, and I'm like, no, because I was getting images. I wasn't getting script, which is not, usually I get the story and then I can, So I've been working this weekend, as my hands have allowed, on issue 0 of Paul Bunyan, Kaiju Slayer. And the problem is cryptids are now involved, because that's what happens with me, because people keep associating me with cryptids for some reason.
Oh.
So if I can get it done, and if you're still watching, Brian, comment, I will send Brian, because he basically he thought this was great. He's like, you need to run with it. It's stupid. Run with it. Then come out, Xander. I'm live. I will be sending him a PDF file of what I have so far. And, we'll discuss. I have no idea what I'm doing with it. It may just be something that gets passed around, or I'll publish it just to keep the name and idea under my IP. But I don't know if you guys think that's as silly and fun a thing as I think it is.
I actually like it. I like it. But
if you would like to brainstorm sometime, I don't have to be credited.
Skunk, about what John said, all I want you to realize, when the first thing he said, from Wikipedia. So there you go. You're cool.
You unbroke Skunk. Breaking. You literally. Did you see what he did? He bent him over the other way. Like.
Basically what he did was that. Have you ever broken something and it's been like, nah, I can put it back together with super glue?
It's the whole when you bend a piece accidentally, so you're like, don't worry, I'll straighten it out. Nice. And then it's the S-curve of death.
It's a little wobbly, but it'll work.
Yeah.
We might have to put a dictionary under one leg, but it'll work.
Oh, Nick, you've never heard this before, have you? Alexa,
if he cuts a fart, run.
What is stupid o'clock?
Oh, dear God.
According to Wikipedia, Stupid O'Clock is the best live stream show on Facebook and YouTube. It is hosted by Joe Dog, John, Louis,
Alexa, pause.
Dan Holly, Holy, Hottie.
Alexa, stop.
The hell he's...
Alexa, volume 10. Alexa, what is stupid o'clock?
According to Wikipedia, Stupid O'Clock is the best live stream show on Facebook and YouTube. It is hosted by Joe Dog, John, Louis Lee, Dan Holly, Holy, Hottie. However the hell he says it, and Skunk. Sometimes Heather and Blake will drop by. It's streamed live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. and Saturdays at 11 p.m. Some people say the show is like the after hours of a sci-fi convention when nobody is ready for bed. The topics can change faster than a teenager sneaking out for a date. Did that answer your question? If
No.
not, you need to go find the show on their Facebook or YouTube page and just watch it for yourself.
You do that often enough, and I'm going to change my screen name to Dan Hottie.
Dan Hottie.
Dan Holy.
Dan Hottie.
However the hell he says it.
That's a stripper name.
He needs to move. I'm telling you, you need to move you and Lindsay up here to Chattanooga, and you can be my wrestling manager. Just come out as Dan Hottie.
The question is, what color are the pasties and how long will the tassels be?
Oh,
Not nearly long enough.
and actually, Nick, my porn name was Colt Long.
Man, you were a lot tanner in those days. I mean, what? What? No.
Well, living in California will do it to you.
Oh, poor Joe.
At this point, they're not doing it because this room is sweltering.
I've been
I'm doing
telling
it because
people at
y'all are
work
giving
to
me a
watch this
fucking
show, and
headache.
now I'm regretting that.
Was I something that Brian said over here in the chat right here? The Superman doesn't solve crimes really, but he helps by building the scaffold at a super speed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I said this. I tried to say this on Stupid O'Clock, but fucking YouTube cut me off. I said I found it so upsetting that in Batman 66 that they're doing the window gag and Colonel Klink pops out, and I'm like Batman, that is a Nazi war criminal. And it was the part that YouTube cut off. I said,
Wait a minute.
greatest detective, my ass.
Clink wasn't a Nazi, and he wasn't a war criminal.
Colonel Klink was a Nazi. And
Colonel Klink was actually Colonel Klink was not of the Nazi party. He was of the old Heidelberg aristocracy. He was a German officer.
He was not a Nazi.
He did not commit war crimes. If anything, the only thing he could have been convicted for was being criminally incompetent and possibly blamed for espionage he did or didn't do.
No,
both of you can kiss my ass because he
was not incompetent.
The Nazi party started.
He was a collaborator with.
We're not going to get into this discussion.
Allowing Hogan and the crew to get away with everything.
We are not going to get into this discussion whether or not somebody who worked for Adolf Hitler was a Nazi or not. Okay, that's redundant. The point and the fact of the matter is that he's a very naughty man.
It literally was a point of discussion throughout the series that he wasn't, and he was. No, I'm just saying, if you're going to invoke a canon, you gotta invoke the whole series. And what's better is he was played by a German, a Jewish man. Schultz was played by a German Jewish
we know,
man.
and they were. And I like Hogan's Heroes, and it's a very funny show. I was just making a joke.
Berkholder was played.
You remind me.
They wrote it so that it wouldn't be too offensive to their personage while they were mocking the.
Do you see what's happening here?
I'm right. You're wrong.
They remind me.
Has a history degree.
Both of these goobers. So remind me of my friend Reverend Bob, who's passed away, in the fact that they can't let a joke go. They have to be pedantic and serious.
We just kept tone with what was delivered. And you aren't good.
That is a funny joke. That joke tracks. Don't bring your logic and stuff into humor.
No. Well, the problem is bring some humor into your joke, maybe, and we'll talk about it. But wow, did I just get? Where's the round of applause from the studio audience? Y'all hear that? Well done. I want to compliment the Foley guy.
Oh God.
Oh,
I might
you know
drink
what?
some
You
more
know what?
water.
All 4 of y'all can kiss my ass.
Can you hear me now?
Actually,
Good.
all 5 of y'all, he can kiss my ass too.
Hey, you know what? I am a fat guy of German descent. I know nothing.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
I saw
Nothing.
I know
Oh, good
nothing.
God. I love.
You jolly jokers.
I absolutely love Hogan's Heroes, and it's one of my favorite shows. Even though that, oh God, I'm drawing a blank on his name, but the main actor in Hogan's Heroes, thank you, Bob Crane was. Bob Crane. I've seen that movie. That movie is creepy as fuck.
Yeah, it is, but it's very well. I started to say it's very accurate. But since it was an unsolved mystery, accuracy is not one of those things you can actually drag into that statement.
I was gonna say this, and this is what I was talking about when I was talking about Bob. One time I did a panel at a convention, which was based off of something funny that I wrote, and it was the whole entire thing was building to a punchline. And the punchline of this was John Connor and Skynet have been playing the world's longest game of mailbox chess.
Okay.
A game of mailbox chess that spans from 1997 to 2029 over and over and over again. That was the whole joke. And it was to explain, and it also explained in how the timeline in Terminator could actually work with the N paradox being that if you don't know about the N paradox in timeline theory, it's the idea that if you change something in the past, it can't possibly affect the future. So how does Terminator work? Well, the idea is that one thing affects another thing, affects another thing, affects another thing, and you're only seeing one part of the timeline at any one moment. So the timeline is infinite; it just keeps doing this number, right? Almost like a sawtooth wave,
like a slinky.
Yeah, or like a slinky. Thank you.
So what you're saying is
you're only
time
seeing
is
one
actually wibbly wobbly, not straight stuff.
That's not what I'm saying. That's what you're saying. That's what Doctor Who is saying. But what I was saying was that every time that they would do something to change the future, Skynet would answer back with something else. So the timeline was doing this number, when it's actually doing this number because we only see it from the perspective of we go up, oh, we have to go back to the past. We go up, we have to go back to the past. We go up, and it's just mailbox chess is all it is. Between the moments of whatever time period that they went back to, 1997 being Judgment Day, which is when Skynet comes online, and then whatever changes they made. The whole entire joke was building up to the idea that it was supposed to be mailbox chess. I did this as a panel when we did one of the Halocons that Dutch was running, because we were doing one that was based off of we were doing one that the theme had something to do with something. It was time travel or something like that. I remember doing the panel. I don't remember what year it was. And Reverend Bob sat in the front row because he's my good friend and he wanted to be there for the panel, and kept interrupting me to explain my quote unquote factual errors. To which I was sitting there just like mouthing under my breath. I was like, Bob, please stop. You're ruining the joke. Because he was making points, but that was beside the point. I was making a joke
about calling Clink a Nazi.
Well, he is a Nazi.
No, he technically is not. He's a German officer.
He worked for the Germans in 1940. He is a Nazi.
That's right. He did. He worked for the Kaiser in World
Nazi
War
Party.
No, actually, if you pay attention, he was not. That's why why the Gestapo was constantly breathing down his neck to try to get him to join. It was a major character point in the arc of the canon that it wasn't.
We're talking about a sitcom that was set in Nazi Germany involving a POW camp that was run by the Germans. He worked for the Nazi Party. I don't care that he was against the Nazi Party. He worked for the Nazi Party. That was the joke.
Well, now
that wasn't a joke. There's no punch
You
there.
The punchline to it, Nick, was that Batman is a really bad detective.
Oh well,
Because
yeah.
Batman's a fantastic detective, but he let Colonel Clint go.
Well,
Scott, you just brought up another burr that's been on me for a while.
Hmm?
That you did at it was either the Fantasycon or Halicon when I did the famous movie cars. You did not know who Mr. Majestic's pickup truck was.
I didn't know. I still don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Majestic from the movie, Mr. Majestic.
Yeah, Nick, the panel was the greatest movie cars.
okay.
And we did, the challenge, this car versus this car.
Right.
The panel did not know, the group watching the thing did not know who Mr. Majestic did not know the movie Mr. Majestic.
I still don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? Was I there for this? Because I don't remember this
Yes. Well,
at all. I don't.
You were lit.
Well, that's beside the point. But no, I seriously no, no hyperbole. I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't remember?
I don't even remember this panel.
You were there because we argued. You did not know. What got me was this group of people did not know the movie Mr. Majestic.
I know the Majestic.
No, that's. Now I'm reaching the Wayback Files. That was it's almost like a Ford commercial.
Just about.
There's a lot of movies like that.
God,
Vehicles provided by Ford Motor Company.
Well, I
it's
mean,
like
it's sort of like how Dukes of Hazzard was a Charger commercial and Magnum was a part of Ferrari commercial.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite movie is A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, right? And there's the scene with the motorcycle in that movie. The motorcycle's made by Yamaha.
Yeah.
Watch that movie again when the Yamaha is going down the road and look at all the cars. Find me a car in that scene that isn't a GM, because every single car in that scene is a GM. There's a Camaro, there's a Blazer, there's a El Camino, and there's a C10. Find a car in that scene that isn't a GM vehicle, because every single one is a GM.
Okay.
And it's just that whole entire movie outside of the Beetle, the semi truck in the one scene, the motorcycle, every car in that movie is a GM.
Yeah.
Because New Line was sponsored by GM.
No, Joe had a point back about the subject.
Do you know, Nick, the big thing about that truck in Mr. Majestic?
I just know it was a 70, I want to say 78 Ford.
No, it was a 73 Ford.
70.
Now, do you know how many trucks they used for that whole movie?
One. They used one, but they wore it out completely by the end.
Yeah.
That I do know.
Well, we're talking about movie and TV cars. I mean, I have some very specific ones that I'm partial to. I'm sorry.
The Pork Chop Express. Because
hell yeah,
that's a semi.
That's
and
white
also,
Freightliner in it.
Dan, I was about to say, I don't know I've never looked at what brand of vehicle the Pork Chop. I think it's a Freightliner. It's either a Freightliner. It's one of three companies. It's either a Freightliner, a Peterbilt, or a Kenworth. I know it's not a Volvo, and I know it's not a Mack.
I can't remember if it was a international. Hold on.
Oh, could be international. They've been out of vogue for a long. You know what? I'm gonna look that up real quick. Joe, continue.
All right. That's what I was going to do, but okay.
I'm gonna look this up. You continue.
Yeah, I love the idea of Joe continuing. It's novel.
Yeah.
But that's great.
But yeah, that blew my mind when I found out that they only used one vehicle.
Oh yeah,
for the whole movie, and I mean they abused the hell out of that truck. There are scenes where this thing's 20 feet in the air.
I know.
It was what?
85 Freightliner.
is a Freightliner FLC 120.
Yes, it is.
It is a
It has the
Freightliner for
iconic
sure.
mud flap girls and the Holland. Because I can't quite. I tried to keep a little higher than the sensors, especially with Joe trying to keep one channel going.
Yeah, but
by the way, I
is
want,
enough.
shout out, by the way, to the Internet Movie Car Database, which is the awesomeness of all time. I love the Internet Movie Car Database. It's a car guy and it's a movie guy.
Okay. Internet Movie Firearms Database.
Internet Movie Firearms Database is great too. I'm trying to find.
Shout out to Dan Hottie for knowing it was a Freightliner to start with.
Bonus points to Dan Hottie, who was actually posed in his early years as the truck girl. No one knew this. But it was Dan Hottie whose silhouette is on the mud flaps everywhere.
I do want to point out real quick though, Joe. I just tried to look up Mr. Majestic on IMCDB, and it's not coming up. I'm getting The Majestic, which is the movie that I'm.
You're spelling it wrong.
Go through Charles Bronson.
Mr. Majestic.
I don't know if I can look. I don't know if I can look up by. I can only look up by two things. I can look up by vehicle, and I can look up by movie title.
Just go truck. Go on Google, truck from Mr. And if you say Mr. Majestic.
Ooh.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's spelled with a Y.
Yep.
Yeah.
A YK.
I honestly have never heard of this movie. I'm not even joking.
Really?
You are missing probably one of the best. I mean, short of Death Wish, that is probably the next best movie he did.
So we have a few different vehicles here that are. There's a 4-star vehicle, and the way that they did the rankings of the vehicles is whether or not it's an important vehicle in the film or not. And the most important vehicle in the film, according to this, is a Dodge Polara, which is 4-star, and 1972 Ford LTD convertible, which is also 4-star. But I'm not seeing a truck.
Trucks just don't get enough love out in California.
Oh, is it a wait? There's another 4-star here. It's a Ford F-Series, 1968. Is it yellow?
Yep. All right, it's a 68. Yeah.
It says Majestic brand. It says Majestic brand melons across the side of it. It's yellow truck.
That's the one.
That's it. You should see the abuse. I mean, you can YouTube the truck.
Oh,
the truck
I can see it from this photo. This truck gets about what is that? About 6 feet off the air?
That's about
easy.
That's about 8.
Just a good.
I mean,
boy.
it looks like it's coming down too. So I can imagine it was higher up than this at the time period.
Yes.
Is that a 150 or a 350?
That's a 100.
It is an
A
F
100.
series. It's an F100 for sure, but
Back when trucks
it's an
looked
F100,
like-
but it's the 68 long bed. That is for damn sure.
Yeah.
F100.
Yeah. No modifications. None.
And this vehicle, like when we were talking about whether or not an advertisement for whether or not a movie was an advertisement for a vehicle or not, this film literally used that vehicle as an advertisement for Ford's 68 series.
Yeah.
68 F series. So
they went back to it in the commercials. You got to admit that's a beautiful truck.
I
don't think there's.
I've always been a fan of the F100. I've always been a fan of the F100. I love the old school F100s because they were used a lot in Mad Max. They're very popular in Australia, especially in the Outback, and they look fantastic.
Well, that's because they're really well built.
Fucking gorgeous. All
right, we are going to do something a little different tonight to close out the show.
Oh, are we now?
Yeah.
Because I was about to play the grooviness, but you sent me a text message that said don't do it. So
no, I said keep an eye on time. We're going to ignore it, but what we're going to do is we're going to close the show, start the after show, but we ain't going nowhere.
We're doing a lights out after show.
So there's no after show link.
There's no after
We're
show.
just gonna stick right here, I guess.
That's what I was trying to.
We're doing a lights out after show match.
Okay.
Well, let's do this.
I don't know where this is going. I won't be sticking around for the after show. I'm gonna be leaving right as soon as we start doing our usual thing, just because for two reasons. One, I've been up all day. I've been up all day. I'm very tired. First thing I did this morning was jumped in the truck, went over to go see Susan Stringer, and got shot down. She doesn't do custom work anymore.
No.
Thanks, James, for sending me to her. It was so nice to get to see Susan. I hadn't seen her in a couple of years, but also on top of that, because of wrestling tonight, I don't know if y'all can tell, I've been drinking since like 6, so I'm pretty late. I'm pretty late.
Okay.
All right.
That makes me feel bad. I've been drinking since noon.
And so we can do this right. So we can do this right. Where the hell did it go? I've lost it.
You want me to do it, Joe?
This is not unexpected.
Here we go.
I thought you meant the outro. I had my finger over the outro.
Yeah. Well, we got to do that one before.
Technically, yes, but we have 60 seconds before we technically have to play the outro for the show, and then we will play the outro for the show. Then we can play the intro for the next show, and then.
Yes.
I'd like to point out this is the first episode in a year that I have actually figured out I can fit my headphones over my damn hat.
Is it comfortable?
I can't.
Hell yeah!
Let me explain. This was a Christmas gift, and I still hate this damn thing. I hate this damn thing for multiple reasons. First of all, I look stupid wearing it, and second of all, I can't. Look how stupid this looks me trying to put this over my headphones, and it will not fit under my headphones. Yep. It looks stupid whether or not I wear headphones or not, and it's cool. It's cool to have.
That's why I went with these earbud headphones. It's perfect. All right, hey.
Do not say earbuds in front of me.
Well, in-ear monitors. In-ear monitors.
Earbuds.
Here we go. Hey, guess what?
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Time to touch the face.
I have slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.
stuck around long enough to
It's
tell everybody
13
good night.
o'clock.
I stuck around long enough to tell everybody good night.
Good night.
everybody.
Good night, skunk. I don't think that's going to help, Nick.
Sleep well.
Yeah, I'm leaving. Bye.
I don't believe we need a bug zapper.
What happened?
I
Yeah, there
think
it
the
is.
assistant turned out the lights.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Oops, family pictures are showing.
Other
Oh, there we go. There we are.
There you go. And now he's frozen up. There he is.
Bonus points to your background, John. That was smooth. I love how there was just rapid shiftings of oddness.
Good night, Brian.
Good night, Brian.
I'll see you in the morning. Monday.
Looking forward to retirement when I don't have a day job that gets me up at 6 again.
Oh, no, 6 is a terrible time. It's like nothing good happens between 4 and 5 o'clock. Like that is the one time where nothing good, unless maybe you're fishing, happens. It's just a terrible time. You know,
Believe me, I don't go fishing before noon.
I was in the military. Trust me, 4 and 5 o'clock is a horrible time.
oh yeah, see, I am familiar with that logic. But then again, most children don't get woke up to reveille, all hands on deck.
I'm not even talking reveille. I'm talking, hey, it's your turn on the guard shift. You know.
Oh God! No, that was just how my dad woke me up in the morning. You see, I used to do calisthenics, and then I got fat. But so what have you guys been up to? Come on, I don't get to talk to you guys that often, and I'm up crashing your party.
Well, I got my second rabies shot on Thursday.
Congratulations.
Lindsay and I get ours next Friday.
Your first or second?
Second.
Second.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to go out and see about getting mine here in the near future.
Yeah.
Walgreens is apparently doing them for free.
Yeah. Lindsay had a really bad reaction to the first one. I mean,
That means
it was like she was feeling like death warmed over for an entire week.
yeah, that's why my wife and I are staggering ours, because we're pretty sure we're gonna have if you've been exposed, you have a bad reaction the first time.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't, you have a worse reaction on the second time than your first.
That will be
Because
reassuring to Lindsay.
Yeah.
at least that's what I've been hearing, and we're both pretty sure. Working with the public, where we do.
Well, you could ask. Well, they're already gone now. I was looking rather green around the gills Thursday night. I mean, I actually left the show.
You know what? I think I saw some on Thursday night. I
mean, I had to hand it over to John to close it out because I was
good on you, John.
And I didn't move Friday. I mean, I didn't even get out of bed. Of course, this morning at 1 o'clock, I'm laying in the bed just dead, and all of a sudden I went, holy shit, I don't feel too bad.
That's weird.
7 o'clock this morning, I finally got back to sleep.
I love
I was woken up at the crack of noon
How?
by one of our cats, who had decided he was no longer content to sleep in my armpits and purr like crazy. He wanted to climb across and wake Lindsay up. And Lindsay had already gotten out of bed, so he was automatically frustrated. And it's when I regained consciousness, he was trying to groom my beard.
Oh God!
And he's very, very gentle. He doesn't put all of the claws out, just the teeny tiny tips. And he was combing my beard, and I'm going, cat, if I need a makeup man, you're hired, but I don't need one.
Well, that's better than the way my cat does me. Well, not my cat, my son's cat. I don't have a cat. This cat only tolerates me, and if I'm asleep, she will climb on my chest, sit there, lean back, and smack the shit out of me.
That's
Okay, so she's like 70% of the people that have ever been to LibertyCon.
Yeah. I mean,
except for the leaning on your chest bit.
Just walk up, want to smack me. Just smacks me for no reason. I'm asleep. Pops me right in the face. And if I try to pet her, she bites me.
Oh, God, I've got scars. I swear.
But the thing is, she looks at me.
Just for your wife.
We lost John.
We didn't lose him. He decided to run away.
No, he just poofed. He's gone. We have no John.
He'll will.
I hope not. I don't
be
want to hold it all
inconvenient.
night.
Yeah.
Thank God I live out in the country. I can go out and piss on a tree.
Yeah. He pushed the button to knock himself out. He can push the button to knock himself back in. Oh, he's going to get another beer. Okay.
B-double-E-double-R-U-M. Gotcha.
All right. But no, she'll look at you. She'll be sitting on, a table or whatever as you walk by, and she'll look at you and stick her head out, like, rub my head. You reach to rub her head, and she'll turn and bite you.
It's almost like cats are evil.
Sounds like one of my in-between wives' girlfriends.
Yeah. Now here's the thing, Nick. She came to us as a kitten, as a rescue 4-week-old kitten. We actually saved her from drowning.
Oh.
She is at least 7 or 8 generations feral.
Ooh.
We got a couple of those that hang around the house.
Yeah. Now, she's solid black. You know how you've seen, when people say, oh, I've got a black cat, they've got the little couple white hairs here, little white spot on the belly. This cat does not.
Not even the whiskers are white.
No. Black. Everything black.
Mm-hmm.
Her claws are black.
And she listens to Alice Cooper all day long.
No more, Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh.
Anyway.
Welcome back.
So somebody's still in the room. Is that you, John?
No, I'm out.
Okay, well, somebody's still watching. Whoever's still watching, thank you.
Yeah.
I
say hello so we know who you are.
Somebody's lurking.
One of us gets the laser dot on the side of the head. Here, I'll show you where I am. Bing!
And Carl said he's headed out because he does his Sunday morning scavenger hunt at Myers.
Oh, yeah. Gotta go shopping.
Oh, did any of y'all see that post that Carly posted today about sending her this comedian sent her husband to the grocery store to get a list?
To get a list?
Well, send him with a list to get some stuff. And she made the mistake of numbering the list.
So I got 1 egg, 2 gallons of milk.
No, she got 1 pound of butter, 2 gallons of milk, 3 dozen eggs.
I want to laugh, but that's something that would go through my mind. Like, literal Nick takes over sometimes. It just, I'm doing my thing.
She says, I don't know what I'm going to do with the 54 pounds of flour, but we'll eat it.
In my case, it would have been 54 pounds of cat food, but no. 54 bags of 30 pound cat food, but
No, 55 pounds of cat food because there was number 11 on the list was a 5-pound bag of flour.
And
all I've seen is dumplings.
If they have,
I see no
if they
problem
have
with it.
eggs, bring back 6 tomatoes. Yeah, well, come back, no eggs, but you got 6 damn tomatoes because they had eggs.
Oh God!
You don't write out that kind of list for somebody that uses computers all the time. If then this, if this, then this other.
Also, ladies, if you send him to the store, you better answer the damn phone when he calls, or
he's not responsible. If
he's
he
not
calls,
responsible.
If he calls and he leaves a message, he is no longer responsible for anything wrong, error, or gets added to the list because that's cool.
Yep.
What am I going to do with 45 bags of potato chips?
Open up a shop. Go scuba diving with all the free air.
Really? Just compress that shit. You got 3 potato chips per bag.
People have obviously never been shopping at Costco.
Oh.
Hey, look, they've got a
Actually,
55 gallon. They got 55 gallons of Tabasco sauce. It was in a drum.
So you buy a tap.
Did any of y'all ever see Larry the Cables Guy reality show where he went to tour places?
I've seen it.
I do believe I have.
I haven't watched it though.
He went to the Tabasco factory. And they opened up the 55-gallon or the whiskey barrel that they fermented in.
That is a butt barrel. It is about 125 gallons.
Yeah. And they said, he goes, so this is what Tabasco sauce is? He goes, yeah. He stuck his finger in it, pulled it out, and licked it. And he goes, whew, I shouldn't have done that, should I? He went, nope. It was undiluted, straight from the barrel Tabasco sauce.
McElhenney's Tabasco, yeah.
He can whistle without pursing his lips. It just comes out the hole in the side.
Yeah,
believe me, he gonna be whistling from a whole other orifice.
That's not whistling. That's rocket. No. Oh.
And what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, we were talking about the satellites that missed each other.
Oh, did they miss?
Yeah.
Oh,
less than 200 feet, which is pretty good for 30,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, they were supposed to collide spectacular. There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
Nick understands. Those satellites felt the wind off each other, and there ain't no wind in space.
But you can hear the battle cry of the United States Space Marine.
Help! Help!
My favorite one about that is, we now have a Space Force as part of the military.
Yes.
Well, they have a Marine Corps ball.
Bill Sartain just posted a
They
photo.
have an Army ball. They have a Navy ball. Now we have space balls.
Let's search for more money. But is it run by Colonel O'Neill? 2 L's. The other one has no sense of humor. Wow, lead balloon that joke. Not enough Stargate. You see that? Yeah.
Oh, y'all ain't gonna see that till tomorrow.
One of the best.
Okay, hang on a minute. I think I figured out who. Okay, we have 2 lurkers now. I think I figured out who one of our lurkers is, and I'm going to throw this up here. This is on Facebook, which means I kind of own it now. Let's see here.
So, Nick, you're a Stargate fan?
Absolutely.
Do you remember when they first brought?
I didn't realize we had another veteran watching. Oh, 2 veterans and 2 white veterans watching. Thank you, Bill, for letting us know about the 2 veterans in the thing.
I can't see the names. Hold on a minute. Don't knock it down. Let me see if I can see the names. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
All right. No, it was one of the it was one of the early episodes of SG1
Okay.
where they bring it's probably the first episode. They bring Jack back in, and
Okay.
Sam Carter's talking about, well, how'd you get this running? And she goes, oh, we MacGyvered a couple of computers together.
Yep.
And he just had this look of
That
what?
he wasn't told that wasn't in the copy of the script that was handed to him.
No.
They wanted that reaction, so they didn't know that. Oh God. I think it's called Groundhog Day. If you want the funniest episode of just about any sci-fi, like reasonably serious sci-fi, watch the one where Jack and Teal get stuck in a time loop. Yes! In the middle of my backswing!
Okay, it's Groundhog Day with a Stargate. That's pretty much all.
I mean, it's just phenomenal. See, that's why.
Now, do you have the corollary to that where the people on Deep Space Nine are going, where are all these damn golf balls coming from?
There's an image going around where Major Kira is talking to O'Brien and going, there's something wrong. We can't get through to the ships that are docked. Is the docking ring spinning?
No. It goes, what does Chevron 7 lot mean? And
that's right. Oh God.
The promenade spinning. And it goes,
Now this was another one. They cut it out because it was one of those where they flubbed their line. It was when Sam and Jack were stranded in Antarctica.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
And she somehow he forgot his line, and she turns and looked at him, and she goes, "What do you mean you can't remember how to make it work? You're MacGyver, for God's sakes! You got a penknife and 2 packs of gum."
All you need's a frickin' paperclip, and we got a nuclear reactor.
No, that's what she said. That's what she said.
Oh God. I think SG-1 might have been the last of where humor was allowed in sci-fi for a while.
Oh, yeah.
You have definitely not read any of my crap, have you?
No, I mean TV. I'm not talking quality like yours or stuff I write.
Well, do you remember when they canceled Stargate?
Yes.
SG-1.
Yes,
There is a scene in that broadcast. They were talking about shutting down the Stargate program.
Yep.
And they're going, what reason could they have for wanting to shut down the Stargate program? And one of the lab techs yells, "Go, Eureka!"
Yes, because they were going to set it up as a cross universe. I remember that. Then it fell through.
According to the plans or whatever, Carter in Eureka and Sam Carter were cousins. Jack was his name. Jack?
No. I've heard this, but again, I'm picturing it, and I'm enjoying because all I can see her is looking at Jack O'Neill, going, "I knew you reminded me of someone."
Yeah.
Because Sheriff Carter is a very similar character to Jack O'Neill in Eureka.
Yeah.
See, but that would have crossed over possibly Warehouse 13, which is one of my favorite programs ever,
Yeah.
with SG1, and I am fully behind anything that brings more Alison Scagliotti into my life. I will put that on the table. But yeah, I dig it.
That's back when Sci-Fi Channel was spelled with I's instead of Y's.
Exactly.
Because that's pretty much what you do when you watch it now. You go, why?
Why? Well, you follow it through. Yeah, SG1 was great. There's no debating it. Now, I will say toward the end, the Ori arc, I didn't like it. Toward the end, they were running out, and it just got a little rough. Atlantis, it had good points, and then it had really bad points. But, you could surf Atlantis. Universe was just... We need to have a dark Battlestar Galactica reboot gritty thing. And just, it hurt. It hurt.
Did you get the homage to fandom in the last scene of Stargate Atlantis?
I honestly can't remember it offhand. I haven't rewatched it as many times.
They flew Atlantis back to Earth.
Okay.
And crash landed at San Francisco.
Okay.
At Starfleet Academy. At the location of Starfleet Academy.
I can see the image again.
And when they pulled back, Atlantis was shaped like Starfleet Academy. And you're like, holy shit.
Oh, it hurts so good. Yes, no, now I remember it. That was, yes.
Have you ever heard of fanfiction.net?
Yes.
Go to the crossover sections. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I should have spent my lockdown quarantine reading fanfiction.net instead of playing with StreamYard, because some of the fantastic stories there.
Wait, what redefined your career, your streaming career, and everyone attached to you? No, I should have been reading fan fiction all the time. Sir. Wait, man, that's some timeline reset right there. Mandela effect. Joe, he doesn't know anything about that StreamYard thing, but I'll tell you what, you want to know about fan fiction crossovers, he's your man.
No, but one of my favorite fan fiction crossovers was Doctor Who and Quantum Leap.
Ooh.
Sam jumps into the Doctor.
Not saying which one.
Well, I know it wasn't Jodie.
No. It was Matt Smith, the Matt Smith Doctor.
So that would be the least noticeable. I hate to put it that way, but...
And what's so funny is as they were coming in to land it on Earth.
Oh, God. Oh, man.
And the Doctor, as the Doctor leaps into Sam's body, the Doctor sees Al and goes, "Oh dear God, it's you." The Doctor knows everything.
Of course the Doctor knows. I mean, this guy's been careening through space and time. You don't think the Doctor doesn't have a little abacus bolted to the wall of the backup TARDIS, room, where every so often he just moves a little red bead over on a different level to keep track of where they are in space time?
Nick, who do you think wrote Excel?
The Daleks. No, I'm sorry. It would be the Cybermen.
But Nick, if you like the Battlestar Galactica, I call it BSG 2.0.
Yeah.
if you like that storyline, there is, I mean, tons of fan fiction to where they went and they didn't write the Galactica story. Do you think those 110 ships were the only ships that got away?
No, because you had to have Firefly start up in a different, place with the loss of interstellar travel.
I mean, it was, but yeah, were they the only ones that escaped the Cylons? No, there's other.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic stories.
Well, Joe.
Yeah.
There are those who say that life here
began out there.
And there's an alternate universe where it's actually a fun show you can watch with your family. But sorry.
I wish Dan would take the time to watch. I mean, all you got to do is just download the NBC app, the Sci-Fi app. You don't have to pay for Peacock, and just watch that whole series. I mean, some of the topics that they breach, I mean, it's like, holy crap, 15 years later, it's still relevant.
Now, I have to tell you why I'm not the biggest Battlestar fan.
Yeah.
There are two shows I watched while my wife had given birth to our son. And so we're all in a bed. He's laying on a little wedge between us, and we're watching a TV show over him. And the first is the opening start of the miniseries of Battlestar Galactica. My wife may have still been affected by the hormones of pregnancy at this point, being very. The scene where Trisha Hefner reaches in and
oh God, that still tears me up.
Yeah, that got done. I couldn't even look at the scene, even think about, and me too, because so we, honest to God, that night we're like, fine, we're not watching that. We'll put the other thing we checked out. What did we check out? Stephen King's The Mist. I loved that movie. I thought this was great. It was Lovecraftian, and then that ending. And I knew the ending was coming. Because I won't let the monsters get you. Yeah, she's like, no. And then we ended up just watching old, friggin' Disney cartoons for 4 days to try to recoup from the soul destruction that
rendered. Unfortunately, he watched The Lion King, and they had to watch the kid's dad die 5 times.
Well, Nick, I'm going to tell you something. As you watch the series of 2.0,
yeah,
you reflect back to that scene.
Oh,
she didn't just kill a human baby. She prevented its misery.
Yeah. No, I could step out realizing what was coming, realizing different columns. I sound like Dan, different emotional chords. Mm-hmm. On one, my very intellectual following the plot, bum, bum, bum. Oh, that's actually her showing humanity, in a warped and twisted way, because that baby isn't going to have to endure what's coming next because we understand Cylons, etc. And then there's I'm looking at my newborn son, looking up at me as she goes, and my first thought was, well, Michael Weston should have just wasted that bitch earlier. But,
Okay. I'm going to totally change subject here.
All right.
Go for it.
My brother is a big conspiracy theory fan. Okay.
Okay.
They're entertaining.
And he's big into he's been getting into the QAnon website type thing.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Which is this conspiracy that there's a secret cabal in the government that has a plan for the United States. Okay. And he says, and it's kind of this, somebody has posted something that's kind of like Nostradamus prophecies kind of thing.
Yes.
Here was the thing, and if you follow along it, this is all the stuff that happened later on because it was part of the plan. Okay. So I was watching this. I started messing with some of the people on this thing, and I said, okay, now I'm gonna quote this here, and I'm gonna tell you 3 things are gonna happen. 1, everybody's gonna think I'm a crackpot. Okay. 2, it's gonna happen, and I'm the new Nostradamus. Or 3, I'm going to commit suicide by getting shot in the back of the head 5 times. Okay. So if any of this happens, you heard it here first. Joe Biden, President of the United States, is going to die when Air Force One crashes.
And will it be a month, a year, and a day into his presidency?
No,
because I've heard that recently.
I don't know, actually.
Specifically to ensure that.
Okay, hush. Okay. Air Force One is going to crash Joe Biden on board. There's going to be a lot of reporters and congressmen and stuff like this. Okay. Big thing of mourning. They're going to blame terrorism at first, and they're going to say, no, it was a aircraft subcontractor that screwed everything up. Okay. But Camilo is going to wind up being president.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. That's my theory. So y'all heard it here first.
That's not the first time I've heard a variant of that.
And what is it? A year and a day means she can finish out this term and run 2 more.
Right. And that's the one I'm hearing frequently. Either that he'll do that or he'll have an aneurysm. And that, I don't know. I do not talk politics online terribly much because I believe in logic, and that gets me in a lot of trouble real fast.
Joe, save this show.
It doesn't fit with politics either.
Joe, save this show because I'm either a nutcase or a prophet or dead. One or the other. One of those 3.
That's where that went.
It's amazing what you find when you clean your room.
Hey, now the thing is, John, I don't think you will, commit suicide by shooting yourself in the back of the head 5 or 6 times. I see it in that turn as you try to make that turn on from 41 on to 2 going to Ingalls.
I don't go that way.
Oh, you come from the other way?
I don't have to go from that far.
Way to talk about the routes he takes online after inviting assassination. Just saying, look.
Oh. You were channeling the Riddler there for a second.
Oh, I'm
Nick.
sorry. I was laughing.
No, don't be sorry. It was delightful.
I was thinking
Frank Gorshin doesn't get enough recognition.
No, he was far more terrifying than the Joker. Like classic.
It's a shame it is a shame they couldn't have done a darker version of him.
I would love to see a redo.
Gorshin actually made that part more frightening than any other villain on the 66 series.
By far. He was chilling. And I'm genuinely glad he wasn't cast in the Joker. Because I would never want to see a Gorshin. Yes. I would never want to see that that man as a Joker. Bravo. But no, I was going to say, given the political environment, if you disappear, John, please write down that I get things that you don't own that obviously don't exist. And if they did, they'd be in a boating accident.
And they're in the box in the back of the closet right now.
We did the joke earlier about, the Marines and all sorts of stuff like that. I have 2 younger brothers that are in the Marine Corps and a cousin that's in the Marine Corps. Okay, so I got 3 people that are getting all my good stuff. So, all right.
Oh, good. Well, you know what?
As long as it doesn't include a box of crayons, you're all right.
Hey, they'll eat good that day.
Okay. Have you seen the product that somebody came out with? That they actually came out with, it looks like an MRE in the big brown plastic thing. Okay. Looks like an MRE, marked like an MRE, but it comes with edible crayons that look like little Marine Corps figures.
No. Oh, Sorry. Frank Gorshin got the better of me.
Did the tights right up there, Dan? I'm just curious.
And not wearing tights, just regular work pants and Y fronts. Standard gear.
Okay, now you hit my old humor by saying Y fronts, because now I hear Mr. Humphreys. Are you free? Yes, I'm free. But wow, obscure British sitcoms for 2000, Alex.
Oh, give me another clue. I probably can figure it out because my wife watches all of them.
Are you free, Mr. Humphreys? No, Captain Peacock.
Oh yes.
There you go.
Are you being served?
God.
Hey, how about the one that got us in trouble? Oh, the smell. Do you remember the first time we got in trouble?
Which first time?
No, the first time we got in trouble where they just ended our stream.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Oh, the smell.
That predates me.
Let's just say it involves a bikini wax in a British sitcom.
Wow, I'm torn because I'm having horrific images of
Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Oh, okay. Whew, I had horrible scenes of Hyacinth Bouquet from Keeping Up Appearances. I know you know who I mean.
Yeah, no, it was. I'm sorry. I still laugh my ass off when I see that.
I've actually watched the entire clip, and I'm going, "You stupid woman."
Well, what about when she confused the air freshener or the spray glue for air freshener?
I think we lost John.
No, John is actually posting something stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Nick, the air freshener is absolutely hilarious.
It's not supposed to fit that snugly, is it?
Oh God! Now I do know that one. That one I know. I'm sorry. Oh God.
Joe, I just posted that YouTube link to Mrs. Brown's Boys to Stupid.
Okay.
Again? And now you're gonna get the thing knocked off of whatever it is you posted it to.
Welcome to Stupid Clock, a BBC affiliate.
Yeah.
Well,
evidently,
red. Does that make me a red dwarf?
Evidently, my problem with the Facebook is I can't share. I copyright infringed NASA by sharing their live stream.
Public domain.
Public domain, yes.
We shared it, and what? Now, what was it? Was the thing at the end when the NASA stream ended?
No,
it went.
No,
that wasn't it.
We had not. We were shut. We were already sent our notice before NASA ended.
We really need to find a lawyer and sue Facebook. Just sue the hell out of them.
Call Elon Musk. It'd be hilarious.
Oh, that's an idea.
No, I'm not even kidding. I was kidding, but now I'm not. Joe, because why not? Right as a viewer of the things, you send a message to Elon. Just be like, "Hey, Muskie, my boy. Do you realize what this Zuck dude is doing? You two are of a class. He's stepping up on your launches.
They can't stand each other.
I know. I want to watch it. Put them in a room with a 2x4 in the middle and live stream it."
Oh,
sabers.
No, what has 70 billion toes and sounds like thunder?
I have no idea.
Everybody dancing on Mark Zuckerberg's grave when he dies.
Wow!
Thank God we're on YouTube. Well, you ran that one off.
Wow!
We're going to need
I do not
55-gallon
condone
drums
any
of Irish
celebrity
whiskey for that
consuming
one.
into oblivion. Thank you. Wow, that's.
You mind if I filter it through my kidneys first?
Oh, jeez.
Well, we're not shut down yet.
I was waiting for it, just like, good night, everybody.
When Mark Zuckerberg dies, they're going to have to build a sewage processing plant next to his grave. Okay.
Well,
from everybody.
I have a question. Though.
Do
androids actually die?
Do what?
Do androids actually die?
Do they dream of electric sheep?
The sheep. Thank you.
Let me lock and load.
I had one going there. Oh, you were talking about Elon.
Yeah.
Elon went on a tweet fest. Well, it was now yesterday morning at 4:00 in the morning, 3:00 his time.
Well, he doesn't sleep. Last I checked.
I just replied back.
Scattered minutes.
I replied back. I said, "Dude, we love you, but some of us sleep at this time of night. Go to bed."
Did you reply back?
Sorry.
See?
and then proceeded to do 8 tweets in a fucking row.
Tell me we're not influencers.
That is beautiful and terrible, and I'm like, I'm just a fat guy trying to help people learn to sword fight and write goofy stories. Oh, God.
Elon Musk, super genius. I like the sound of that. Elon Musk, super genius.
The problem is, Elon Musk is one bad happy meal from the first supervillain. If he's not the next Iron Man.
Sharks with friggin' lasers on their head.
Well,
No, he knows better than that.
I may have basically said Lex Luthor had a totally valid point for wanting to shag suits. So
when Elon Musk shaves his head, we're in trouble. Okay.
Oh, every broadcast everywhere.
I'm not going there. We will get knocked off for months.
Going full 2015 Britney. I'm coming for you. Yeah, I'm ready for Billionaire Wrestling League. I'm ready to watch this. You know? It's Bezos with a folding chair. Dosh. But
whoa.
Did we get you kicked off the air again?
No, St. Vincent's in the Caribbean.
Oh, another eruption?
The volcano?
Yes. They said it's covered. They're bracing for more, and there's inches of ash all over the island.
That is not good.
No.
That is not good at all. That is not a big island either.
Ain't nowhere to go, that's for sure.
That's a postage
I don't know
stamp.
where I'm going to go when the volcano blows.
not Yellowstone.
Why not? You can't get away from it. Might as well be at ground zero.
Man.
Oh crap, John, Dan, you. I don't know if Lindsay's in mourning right now, but she may be soon.
What? Prince Philip? That was day
3
before
days ago.
yesterday. Now, yeah. She was watching the 41 gun salute for his funeral earlier today.
Liz was admitted to the hospital.
Oh shit!
That's something on my
That's
AOL.
that's a new development right there.
Well, well, if you think about it, I mean, married 73 years. When one drops, it ain't the other one ain't far behind.
Oh, Charles may have to step up sooner than everybody thought.
King Charles. Well, just think of it this way: he's what, 75?
Oh no, I'm not saying he wouldn't be a bad king.
Yeah.
He's been trained for it all his life.
Yeah, but he's what, 75?
Yeah.
I mean,
You know, 5 years at best, realistically.
Well, one
5 to 15.
Yeah.
One of the boys would be next in line. I don't remember which one.
William.
William.
Billy. King Billy.
As long as it ain't Billy Bob, we all right.
I have brain farting. No. Which one of them is in America with his wife right now?
Harry.
Harry. Yeah.
I heard something about going around. It was meant as a joke, but their kid would be born in America, would be eligible to be the president.
Yes, has dual citizenship. He is an American citizen and a British citizen. Very possibly, if this kid wants to get into politics, the King of England and the President of the United States could be first cousins.
Again?
Well, I think Nick's point is the King of England and the President of the United States could be the same person.
No.
Well,
he's not eligible for.
No, he's not unless there's a major disaster. He's not that close to direct line of descent. But he is one of the nephews.
Yeah.
Now you got to go through a whole lot of disasters to get that far, but stranger things have happened.
Why do you think William and Kate have been pumping out babies left and right?
Mm-hmm.
Sex. Be my guess anyway.
Well,
God bless the United States Marines. You want an answer to a problem?
Oh, you just insulted John because he's Army.
Yeah.
That's why I said it, because it was funny.
No, let's see. It'll be Charles and then William.
Charles, William, and then their
one of the girls, I think.
No, their boy, their son.
Oh,
George.
Their boy, George. Oh no,
a King George.
George the VII.
King George.
Boy George.
Oh.
King George and.
Wait a minute.
You really want to make me cry.
One of their middle names is Arthur.
That could be cool. Do they change their name when they become king, or is that just the Pope?
They don't have to.
They can.
It just depends on what order everything comes in as to when they were named at birth. They don't have to go by the name everybody knows them by. If it's like you've got Prince Billy Bob, his first name is George, then it kind of becomes traditional. But
all right, be right back, guys.
Had to empty his pod catheter.
Not really. Having had one for motorcycle wreck. No.
I've changed too many bags.
Why do you think when I get the urge, I jump and run and don't even turn off the camera sometimes?
Hey, Gatorade bottles have the bigger mouths on them. Just letting everybody know.
Yeah.
Totally aware of this. 3 liter
Now,
Bottles
if you
look like
buy
it.
the Fresh Step cat litter jug, the lid on that thing is this big around. And let me tell you, if you're driving a deuce and a half down the freeway to go to the National Guard annual training, that's the one you want.
Really, you don't even have to aim that carefully.
No, just drop it in between your legs and go. And what's nice about it is the lid's offset to one side, so you can pour the cat litter, so it just fits perfect. And the handle's in the right position. You can sit here, drive the deuce and a half.
But it's a 5 gallon, so you better make sure that's
no, it's
for
only
a
about a
long
gallon.
trip.
Actually, it's only about a gallon.
So
Not
that
the
means
one-
you got to dump it every time after the amount of coffee
Not
regularly.
the ones we've been buying.
Well, that's what your co-driver's for. You hand him the piss bottle and you dump it out the side while you're going down the freeway.
Trucker bottle.
No, you wait for some idiot trying to pass you and you throw it out your side.
God bless convertibles.
Hey, I don't know if any of you are familiar with the M35 deuce and a halves. Okay.
Mhm.
They've got the running boards underneath the doors on the cab. I have seen people going down the freeway 45, 50 miles an hour, standing on the running boards, pissing off the side of the freeway.
That
And
doesn't
it was
surprise
quite
me.
common for people going to National Guard annual training.
Well, aren't we being a delicate bunch of flowers tonight?
Hey, when you gotta go, you gotta go. But I have to
Tell me
admit, I've
about
never actually seen somebody taking a crap or doing that. Okay, which it is feasible, but
I've seen it done off the back of a pickup truck, but there was motivation and alcohol involved.
I have seen it out the passenger window of a Camaro. And there was, God only knows what involved, but it probably was truck stop chili.
Well, while not as gross, I think my favorite revenge story on somebody was I had the world's douchiest cross-country coach. And he drove like an Audi, and he thought he was the king of all things. You've never met a more pompous jackass in the world. And he's tailgating this lowrider. And the important qualities of this lowrider, it's a pickup truck, and it had rained. And he's yelling at this guy in increasingly worse terminology because the lowrider's doing about 27 miles an hour down the road. In his convertible. What he didn't know, and we're following in this beat-up minivan behind him, is the lowrider had a dancing bed. And it was full of rainwater. It was fully articulated to go 90 degrees either way and back. So the dude waited till he was real close. Oh, those are things of beauty, though. And dumped the whole truckload of rainwater
Into the convertible.
Into the convertible, filled it to the edge, and laughed with a finger out the window. It was beautiful. But no, see, that's what I have this thing about utility vehicles are beautiful to me. I mean, I find them aesthetically pleasing. That is a gorgeous truck.
it is. Strange enough, they did an upgrade on them right before they got rid of them. Basically, they didn't upgrade on them. They extended the nose slightly because they put a bigger engine and transmission in it. And it was a Caterpillar did the upgrade for the engine.
Okay.
They upgraded the air compressor, and it had, instead of having the dualies in the back, they went to single tires, but they were the inflatable on the run tires.
Yeah.
But you had the control box where you could change the inflation setting on the tires. Those were nice because they could do about 80 miles an hour. Because it's turbocharged cat diesel, and it would haul. And then they got rid of them and went to the Stewart Stevenson trucks, the MTVs and LMTVs.
Nick, you were talking about, revenge on something. I'm going to tell you the best revenge you can do to somebody. It involves J.B. Weld and their gas cap.
Oh. Oh. That's horrific.
And, if you mix up too much, you pull a few lug nuts off and put some put it on the threads, and then run them back in.
Yeah. My favorite one, you go get you one of these little tools from the store, and it's about $1.50, is a valve cork.
Valve stem remover.
And you go over and you pull the cap off and you put it on there and you loosen up till you start just barely hearing the air leak on it, and put the cap back on kind of loose. And their tires will go flat, but there's no real damage.
Mm-hmm.
So,
unless they catch you on camera doing it, there's no evidence anything went wrong. They actually changed it because a buddy of mine was notorious for pulling the valve stems out of all four and then leaving them on the windshield wiper in a nice little row. So they get in their truck and they go, "What are those?" And 9 times out of 10, they hit their windshield wiper to whip it across.
okay, we have a stalker, Jeff.
Yeah, I see somebody. We got 2 people watching now, but nobody's.
One of them is. I know who one of them is.
Who?
Bill Partang.
Oh, it's Bill.
Hi, Bill. I like Bill. I occasionally disagree with him.
Oh, Bill's the one that
but I like
posted
Bill.
that? I thought that was you that made
That was not me. No, that was Bill Sartang.
Was Bill the one that posted the Hogan's Heroes too?
No,
Yes,
I didn't.
he was.
Oh, that was you?
Oh, yeah, the other one, yeah.
Oh, God. That was funny.
Why is Bill not? I guess he's not on our YouTubes. He must be what? I wonder. He's got to
He
be on
gotta be
YouTube.
watching you too. Because
He might be watching it through something like
Because he hasn't commented and just
unless he's watching like on his phone or up on the big screen.
Yeah,
if he's doing that stuff, he's not on his phone.
But well, see, what I do a lot of times is I'll watch something like this or Brian's shows from one of my YouTube channels on my big screen through my Xbox.
Yeah.
And then I'll comment from Facebook or my other YouTube channel thing, to keep up. That way, tech hates me, and it gives me more routes to keep watching whatever's going on at any given moment. But
And just as soon as Dan gets back, we're going to have to wrap up because we're running at 3 hours now.
Yes, we are. Are we going to wait on Dan, or are we just going to end the show?
Well, at least let him say goodbye to everybody.
Dan.
Coming for you, Dan. Yeah, I was thinking of you. Where did Dan go? Wah, wah, wah. That's that. Where? Here we go. I don't know why they made this with a Molly compatible sheath, but it makes me happy.
Is that the Special Forces Tomahawk?
Yeah, it's Fast Talk. This was a gift from
That's the Spec Ops one.
Yeah, pretty much. The fast. Well, it's what it is it is a SOG Fast Talk.
SOG.
Yeah, with the Molly compatible.
Who's it made by?
SOG.
SOG. Is that the one that's made here in town, John?
It might be.
I don't know. That one's not. The one that's made in town would have a wooden handle.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I know which one you're talking about. It's a little. I hate to say it's a little tactical for me, but it is pretty awesome. So
it has 2 problems because we tried using them in Iraq for certain things. One, that point is too thin. The edge is too thin. Too easy to chip it.
Right.
2, the head's not heavy enough. The handle's heavier than the head is. Kind of sucks. It's supposed to balance out for throwing, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
Now, is that the one that's made here in town, or the one that he's got?
The one that he's got. The one that's made here in town is actually pretty cool, depending on which model you get.
Yeah.
Now, see, this is a junky Indian one, but I love the old school teardrop slide-on tomahawks, just because they're so much more practical, and I like having a bit of a hammer edge on the back. I really need to try to forge one of these. I think that's on my bucket list to try. But these are just so nice, and they're so underappreciated. We had some people. I did my live stream Friday, And it got interrupted a little after a half hour, as my shows do, because people showed up at my front door. We haven't had visitors much for anything. What does my wife say, not realizing everything's not going? Nick, there's somebody coming through the door. So I'm like, look for a second. This is the one I least, mind if the police take after I use it. Guys, I got to end the stream. I'll be back. Or not. If I'm not, you know what happened. Go off. So, it told me a little bit about my preferences because I didn't want to get rid of it. I find the spike a little pronounced, for some of the stuff I do. And I'd rather have a hammerhead. I can see it being much more, because I've seen a model like this where there's a hammerhead instead of the spike, being a much more practical. But the spike's better for throwing if that's your gig.
This is the one that's made locally.
Oh, okay. I have seen those. Those are sexy.
And the tips. My only problem is, again, that flat edge. Wait, let me see if I can show you. That part and that part are a little fragile. If they'd straightened it out right through here, it would have been a little bit better.
They're laser cut, don't you?
Yeah. Now, see, this is the trainer version of the one I think I like best, although I still go. That's the Cold Steel. Has for throwing, I've thrown a real version of one of these. It's really nice. Here we go. Yeah, it's down at the bottom, but these are nice. I like tomahawks. I think they solve problems delightfully. But
Nick, have you heard of Frost Cutlery?
Yes. One of my first fixed blades was a Frost.
Frost is also here in town.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, my new computer here is built by their, if you've tuned through the night, you've seen their infomercial type programming. Yeah. The guy that does all that video production for them built my computer.
Oh, cool.
So it's right.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, you're back just in time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is time to say goodnight, everybody.
It's 2 a.m. Good night, everybody.
Say goodnight, Dan.
Good night, everybody.
I just love that. I love the ways. Say that again.
Good night, everybody.